X Games 2024. Ventura is the place to be.
One word, epic.
I'm excited.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah. Summer X Games, it doesn't get much better than this.
This is for greatness, this is for glory.
Let's go, baby!
Wow. Corey Creed sends it to the moon.
This is for glory.
Oh my goodness, I finally did it. Marcus Christopher.
Oh, this is unbelievable to see right now.
Redemption.
Miyu Ito.
Yes!
Her first career X Games gold at her first ever X Games. Oh! A 93 for Keegan Palmer.
That's just what Kevin does. Wow.
You know what it is.
About to take off.
Jackson Strong. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God!
Arissa True. The game done changed. Brady Baker.
Ventura back to back, baby. Let's get it.
That was huge.
Hannah Roberts, the first ever women's BMX Park X Games gold.
This has to be one of the best tricks I've seen ever.
Yes! Body barrel 900. Wow. D. Curry wins gold.
Moto doesn't care about the time.
Yes! One of the most extraordinary skateboarding moves in the world.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna wait forever? I don't care, I want a crown, I don't care if I gotta ruffle up some feathers.
The youngest competitor in the history of X Games wins gold.
I feel so happy.
Now we have fun.
Let's go.
Yumeko Oda.
Oh! That is what we wanted to see!
What are you talking about? Tom Sharp.
Wow. Patrick Evans.
Oh my gosh.
It's complete and utter madness. Kevin Peraza.
The flare whip.
Does he get it? No, he does. Over the box backwards.
Arissa True.
Tech on display here.
Double gold back-to-back years. Is Nyjah Houston about to make history?
This is for legacy.
15 gold medals.
This is for legacy.
The answer is yes.
Shout out X Games. We love y'all.
My computer literally almost just exploded from that intro. Can you believe that just happened last weekend? Wow. Where's everybody tuning in from? What's going on, chat? Welcome to the official X Games Ventura 2024 official recap live stream. I'm Jack Mitrani, former professional snowboarder turned X Games host. And I'm having separation anxiety because we had way too much fun over the weekend. I flew home on Monday. It's Wednesday. And I woke up and I was like, there's something missing. And so I hit up my friend Elliot at X Games and we put together this show for you guys so we can continue the fun, continue the partying. I see X Games is in the chat. Yo, what's up, X Games? What's good, Bacon Shredder? Jay Brucifer, E-Dog. What up, B Murph? What up, YouTube is lame on YouTube? Classic. Yeah, bring the chat up in here. There we go. Where's everybody tuning in from? These are my diehard fans right here. Diehard X Games family. We love to see it. So, in the last 24 hours, we decided it would be a very fun idea to pull together the gold medal winning runs from every single discipline. Not only that, but we also have some of the top moments, viral moments, behind the scenes, things that didn't go well that we can look back and laugh on. But ultimately, when something so massive happens over the weekend, we just thought it'd be fun to kind of recap it, go through it. What up, Ace Life? I would love to start by asking, what were your favorite moments? I did see somewhere in the chat earlier, you guys were talking about the Legends event. I got Elliot on the other side of this screen right now. If you can find that at some point, we would love to show you some of that. I haven't seen it either. E-Dog Los, did the Legends event happen? Was it televised? It did happen. It did happen. Tank Smoke, what? There was no issues at all. Flawless production. You know, when it's live, we'll get into it. All right. Let's see. Where are you guys tuning in from? I see Ronnie's in the Midwest. We got Baltimore, Maryland. Where else are you guys tuning in from? Baby G in Ventura. All right. We miss you already. I missed that California sunshine. Jay Brucifer's in Portland, Dr. Swanks in Colorado. All right. B. Murph, New Hampshire. I'm in Vermont. Had a crazy travel day home. Took me, I don't know, 75 hours pretty much. Just got home. Little delays. But nonetheless, why don't we get right into this show? Yo, YouTube is lame. You're cracking me up. Flawless. With our first event that went down, which was an event that we have been so excited to finally bring to the X Games stage. That is the women's BMX. And it did not let anyone down. Let's check it out. Hannah Roberts. I had a really fun time getting to know her. She joined us on the set, and die-hard BMXer. Such a huge moment for not only women's BMX park to be in the X Games, but also for her to finally live out that lifelong dream of competing in the X Games. Hunter was there. That's what's up. W's in the chat for women's BMX. Who's with me? I'm throwing one in.
I was going to say the opposite carve that she did out of that coming around that shallow end.
I mean, just watch this run.
Whip on the pool coping, that big quarter pipe right there, and she did it a couple feet out of it as well, which is really scary.
I don't know if the flare. I don't know if the flare was in her run, but she did like a flare that was almost, I don't know, 6 feet out.
How far she's come with them.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't think it was in this run, but it was insane.
And this is the first of 3 runs too, so it's only going to get crazier as they get more comfortable and more confidence on the course.
Wasabi XI, it's beautiful. Yes, it is, Jay Brucifer. Hannah's goal entering X Games was, she actually said, I'm hoping that 6, 7, 8-year-old girls will be like, oh yeah, that's sick, and jump on bikes and fall in love with the sport and be that next generation.
I think will do that.
And she's only 22 years old. Long road to go. I got a little daughter. She's 4. Maybe my little daughter Willa is going to be competing in this one day. Could you imagine? I don't know if the winner's interview's in here, but she absolutely crushed it. She gave a quote that says, if you find something you love, stick to it. I think that is an important life lesson for us all.
No surprise there.
Yeah, that was a really good run. I knew it was going to be a high.
So at the end of round 1, it's Hannah Roberts in the top spot with a 90.
That was dope. Big shout outs to Hannah Roberts and all of the women competing in the women's BMX. I'd love to see some W's for the women. Toss them in the chat. Our next event was the men's skateboard vert, which was insane. It was so windy, and we were a little concerned. Like in the first runs, it didn't really look like, you know, that much was going to go down, but Jimmy Wilkins killed it, Guy Curry killed it, and then Tom Shar was killing it the whole time. It took him all the way to his 4th run to put this down.
Is this the run? Oh, alley-oop lip.
And I'm just going to watch in awe. Yeah, I don't think you understand how hard it is to compete with wind. When I used to snowboard, wind was really hard because it would blow you not only from there to the deck, but also to the flats. And I couldn't imagine wind with a skateboard not connected to your feet.
With his last run.
So damn impressive.
Just like that. Even down to the nail body.
I think he has some secret magnets attached to his foot. There's some W's in the chat. Ronnie V, thank you for the W's. Baby G, hard to compete against 9-year-olds. Yes, it was. Moving into men's BMX Street, we got all these gold medal clips. Okay, so Kevin Peraza, he won Street last year. There's only 2 other people to win Street: Garrett Reynolds and Chad Curley. Kevin wins it last year. He drops in on this first run. We were all blown away by this run. His score comes in, I don't want to ruin it, but pretty low.
You know, this is like exactly what we expected.
And then he came
He
correct.
has just the ability to incorporate
X
so many
Games was
different
so
lines
lit,
and so much
Cedric
speed.
Lamar. It was so lit, dude. It was so lit that I'm still recovering over here in Vermont.
The hits just keep coming. I mean, he's literally tricking off at everything that he possibly can.
Oh, the 180 whip. Yes, and he saves it.
What's your guys' favorite trick in this run?
That's a good run.
What's up, Mako? Heshwan, Kevin Peraza was killing it. Kevin Peraza had quite the weekend. We're going to show more of his gold medal runs later on, but let me tell you something. This was the sickest way for Peraza to start his X Games medal journey because he's kind of known for park, dirt, but the kid can ride a bike.
Talk about how amazing it is that Kevin Peraza.
This is a glory run here. It's a victory lap. Not only that, last year he made history.
Doing it for Pat Casey, RIP Pat Casey, the one and only.
Wow.
It was also really cool because Peraza had a baby 2 months ago. And I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever had a kid, but life gets there. There it is. There's his wife Itzel and his baby Mila. Little story here. These two, Kevin and Itzel, they apparently. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to jump there. Trying to pause this. There we go. They sleep with the window open and leave the window open, and they live near a playground, and they just love the joy and sounds of the kids from the park because it just brings them so much love and joy. That's just going to show you how great of people Itzel and Kevin are. So biggest shout out to them. Yes, and Arthur, thank you for calling it out in the chat. Kevin won the Stark e-bike as well. If you don't know what he's talking about, well, there was a fan voted contest between 3 nominees, and that performance that we just watched won Kevin the sickest Stark bike ever, which you'll see when Colby Raha sends it to the moon. Yes, our Willie girl is also pregnant baby G. And it was actually really funny because during the last event, Kevin wasn't competing in BMX Dirt Best Trick. And so I was texting him, trying to get him onto the host set, the stream set. And I was like, yo, I got something I want to give you. I was going to tell him about the Stark bike. And he never made it over. He did text me back, all right? He just never made it over. And so we're all leaving, we did the big staff photo where Salema and I are heading back to the car, and we actually pack it up and we see Kevin, and I was like, yo, guess what? Did you hear that you won an electric motorcycle? And he had no idea. So he was really psyched. Yeah, that was a very, very fun moment. Ronnie V, X Games overall this year was amazing. Huge upgrade from last year. Shout out to X Games for listening to us and taking action. That is what we do. Not only do you see progression on every single course from these athletes, but we just want to make this thing bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? And we need more of them. Shout out X Games League. I'm seeing X Games, Jack Mitrani. What are the chances of Skateboard Big Air and BMX Big Air, as well as Moto X Freestyle, returning at X Games Chiba, Japan 2024? Oh, you're putting me on the spot, mate. I don't know. I really don't know what the plans are. But I'm an advocate for it. And I know there's been a lot of people talking about those 3 events specifically. And so, again, just like Ronnie said, ask and you shall receive. Cedric Lamar loved the social content. Let's check out some social content. I got some pulled up. One of my favorites was this clip right here. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
One of them. And not just the men, but the women.
It's so good.
And the children, too.
It's so spot on, Mitchie.
Like animals. Every single one of them.
It's so good. Did you guys see this?
Not just the men,
if you don't follow Mitchie Brusco,
but the
I
women.
highly recommend it.
And the children.
Also, can we check out Skate IQ? Have you guys seen Skate IQ yet? I don't want to derail us too much, but if you're a skateboarder and you're looking to get better, this kid has dedicated so much time, him and his team, putting together the most epic instructional videos from beginner, intermediate, advanced. And I promise you, even if you don't skateboard, it's worth a follow. It's just cool to see him skate and to give back to the skate community. What was I talking about? Oh, we were talking social here. You're welcome, multi-James Bond fan. Did I? Yeah, you're welcome. There was also a lot going on outside of the venue, or should I say in the activations of the venue. Here's a clip of Zeb Powell ollieing a wake skate, which was pulled by an electric wench. And let me tell you something. That looks really easy only because Zeb Powell is doing it. I went over there. That's a pretty big ollie. And also, there's like a huge, there's a gap. Like that's a huge platform. Like if you clip, sure, you're going to fall in the water, but you can also smash your face on that rail. You can also get hung up on that stair. So mad respect for Seb, who just pulled up to enjoy the show and then decided to hop in. What other questions do you guys have? H7 Apollo, Skate IQ, perfect, agreed. Mako, yes, agreed. After this weekend, he's all over my For You page, and I don't skate, but Mitchie's amazing. Dr. Swank, does X Games have an esport component? Probably soon. I wouldn't be surprised. We used to do stuff with MLG and Call of Duty, and I think, as more action sports related video games start to take off, Steep and a gentleman I want to say by the name of Andrew was working on a game called, Elliot, do you know this? Is it Skate Dog? No, Bike Dog? Oh, I feel like I just started following him too. Can I find this? Andrew, is that his name? Oh, I hope he's not watching. He's going to kill me. We'll come back to that. But there's a new BMX game coming out, and it's kind of like a hybrid between like Fortnite graphics and Skate or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. It looks really, really dope. Let's get on back. Where were we? Moto X Best Whip. All right, this is how we closed out Friday night. This dude was absolutely on a different planet. Did you guys see this?
To go, and we haven't seen these names change up here. It's still Evans, Van Stippen, and Berriman. So this
oh my God, like how do you do that? How do you come back from that? Thank you, Just Made Ninja, Street Dog BMX.
I mean, if you notice, he's going left, right, it don't matter. He's sending it every single direction.
Just when you think it can't go, it can't get twisted any more around, he goes and does it. We're being told that's it. No more runs.
Dude,
so
this guy. Patrick Evans
has done it.
This is my favorite part too. So fired up that he decides to just dump the bike. Later. See, he can do a whip, but then the exciting aftermath.
That's okay.
Oh, exhilarating, dude. Nice. H7 Apollo, exhilarating. Gotta love it.
Yeah, they can fix the bike later. It's worth it.
Going and getting a hug from your defending gold medalist from last
Harry
year.
Mallon, X Games ended over the weekend, yes, and we are now doing a nice recap. An opportunity to hang with you guys a little bit more because that's just too much fun.
The gold, Julian Van Stippen takes the silver, and it's your defending gold medalist from 2023, Tyler Berriman, walking out of here with the bronze. And the party under the lights is just beginning for that young man right there. Take us through the replays here, Vicky.
Oh man, massive turn down, straight backwards, and we're now even seeing further than backwards. I didn't think that was possible, but Patrick's showing it is.
Taking another look at it here.
If there's one thing I could do, it would be whipping.
See the way that he just tucks his head into that thing and then looks back at the takeoff.
Yeah, he's definitely found a new style and a new way to uncork massive whips. It's so amazing to see.
Well, it would be so awesome to hear his winner's interview because it was, it was very meaningful. He talked a lot about just, his road to getting on top, and the biggest shout out to a lot of the people that have supported him. So it was rad. It was also rad to see all of the amazing, oh, Elliot's saying I could go pull it up on YouTube. Let's see if I can. Here, come with me. Come on with me, guys. We can do a little YouTube hunt here. Let's see if we can find his interview. Mucko, an opportunity to get the 500K instead of eating with Jay-Z. Dude, we might have overplayed that like nobody's business. All right, day 1 live stream, Friday night. Let's see if I can find this. This would be a miracle. Yeah, ads. Yeah, I know. Get YouTube Premium. I know. Okay, I think this might be it.
Nose dip. You're inverted. The back end is over your head.
Let's see a little bit further.
Take us through the replays here, Vicky.
Oh man, massive turn.
Here we go.
Straight backwards, and we're now even seeing
Baby G, MGK was not able to perform. LOL. False. He was. He did perform. There was an audio glitch, but they got it sorted. Maybe we can, Elliot, let's try to find some MGK footage for later. We can show Harry. We'll show you, buddy. We'll show you.
It's so amazing to see.
Bacon Shredder. I asked so many people that question. Here we go. Here's the interview.
Patrick, you didn't touch the ground until after you sealed up the gold medal. This is your first career gold medal. How much has all the adversity that you've faced and had to overcome in your career shaped you and propelled you toward this moment?
Damn!
It's been an extremely tough 5 or 6 years.
Where's the beat?
I just got to thank everyone that has stood behind me this whole time. Dustin Nowak at Aramoto basically saved my life on dirt bikes and owned my bikes. And Stark Future, Fast House, Heatwave, all these Madison family, Stenberg family, all these people that helped make it happen. It's been really hard, and coming in this year, I had so much pressure because everyone was just calling me to go win it. And, you know, it sounds like a good thing at the time, but when everyone's expecting you to go win, that's a lot of pressure, and I'm so glad I was able to get it done. I just got to thank Jordan Silva, Silva Spec Suspension, Jake, my family's here, my fiance Selena, everyone that's been helping me. I know I'm forgetting people, but thank you guys so much to everyone that stood behind me and believed in me. It means a lot.
I love that. You could just, hear in his voice how hard it was to get to that point, and he pulled it off. That's what X Games is all about. Going back to the Jay-Z 500K dinner question, Mucko, this is actually spot on, and I wish you said this earlier. Yeah, until one answers it right, will Beyonce be there? God, why didn't anybody think of that? Brookenside, only if Jay-Z gave me a job, he might. Okay, so not only was there the most insane competitions happening, but there's also some hilarious moments that went incredibly viral. I don't know if you guys saw this one here, but
and I have this little daughter to
take a look in the background,
to just guide and to bring to this culture that I grew up in, that I'm so obsessed
my friend
with.
Drew.
Just to have her and my wife on the deck and
the
be able to finish a run was
so good.
It was like an eat.
That's Drew Hastings. Congratulations He's one of my favorite editors. A lot of the
this is just the first one
on social.
The first one.
The first one.
He went
Are
down.
you feeling that same fire and drive at possibly being able to get that
Cedric
first
Dude, it's so
triple
good.
gold medal experience
Whoever
at X
edited
Games?
it.
We haven't had one since Travis Pastrana in 2006. You came close last year.
Yeah.
But when you looked at, I saw this look in your eyes. I was like, oh, homie's really not done.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, job's not done. It's only Friday. The gold medal in street to start off, kick off the party for me is just a
dude. We were all dying. We were all cracking up on this.
Where am I supposed to go? Oh my god.
These are reactions to the video.
Wait. Oh
so
my god, where is he, dude?
Get down.
Oh my god, dude. What is oh my... I just posted it in collab with Kook Slams on it. No way.
Dude, I'm dead.
Literally my worst nightmare. Like if that was to happen to me, dude. Fuck.
Oh, I gotta go back to hair and makeup, guys.
There's our boy Gimpy Josh, the dog. I have a feeling he whipped that one up.
There's actual tears coming down my face right now.
What the fuck? There he is.
I ran over my camera bag strap.
It wasn't a fucking. I thought you hit one of the weird bumps
Scorpion King.
in the ground.
I was like, damn, this is like probably rude, but I'm just gonna do it and get the Out of here. Eat shit. Eat shit.
So good.
Rude and you suck. Rude and you suck. What did you do?
Have you seen the edit yet?
I haven't seen the edit. There's an edit. A simple clip wouldn't satisfy. No. To this culture that I grew up in, that I'm so obsessed with. No.
Yes. The fact that the reaction of the first time where he's seeing it. Look at his shoulders. And Eckert made the cut. Dude, he is on vacation.
Your hair's all like.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's
Damn. You know, there's two sides to every story, right? I'm glad y'all waited for me to get a little slide in there.
Two sides for every story, huh? Okay. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can actually get him on the call here. If there's two sides to every story, let's see here. Yes, that was quick. All right, dude. What's your side of the story?
You know what? There's not really much I can say. It was right after Women's Street, and I was looking for a way out. The only way out, they were doing this interview, so I waited for like 5 minutes. But at the same time, I had to go drop my clips off. Like, it's so go, 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 you know?
Oh, yeah.
I had my skateboard, and I just went for it, and I got like camera bag straps, tripod straps hanging, snagged one on the wheel.
No.
And, yeah, bro, so bad. Went down, worst opportune spot to go down. I look at like one of the assistant guys for the interview, and he's just like, bro, like, are you kidding me? And he grabs my hat, and I don't know why I just didn't keep going and get the fuck out of there. But I retreated back the other way, and then I realized there was a 2 camera, so I'm still in the shot. It couldn't have gone worse.
Oh,
But
man.
the funny thing is, like, I came back, and I only told like 2 people about it, and I don't know like who had seen what. I don't know how much the editors were watching the stream at that point, but
Yeah, you probably thought nothing of it. You're probably just like, yeah, whatever.
I was like, yeah, I hope that wasn't like live. Like maybe that's just like a live to tape thing. But I told 2 people, went off to go film another event for like 2 or 3 hours, came back, and everyone was just like giving me a round of applause as I walked into the editor room. Just like, oh,
dude, that is the best story of mankind, and I think it might have been probably one of the most viral clips from X Games weekend. So congratulations, dude. We'll keep the applause going.
Not how I wanted to make my debut on the official account, but we will take it. We were pretty at that point in the weekend. Everyone's so gassed, you know. We're all working so hard, and I was glad at least I could provide a little comedic relief for our social squad and just have something to laugh about. So.
Mad respect. Before you hopped on, I was saying how you're by far, I've been in this industry since I was 13. I personally love filming and editing videos, and I'm a huge fan. You know, like you crush it, dude. Like it's actually really sick. And you got some shout outs in the chat, people saying that the social content was on fire this time around. How many edits do you think that you whipped together over the weekend?
Oh man, me personally, probably like 15 to 20. You know, it's just go, go, go. There's a lot of shooting as well as editing. So, I mean, sometimes you'll get back and you want to put something together, and then your schedule's like, well, BMX dirt in 10 minutes. So it's definitely a lot of hands on deck. We had a lot of help this year, which was great. Our team was so stellar, and overall got a lot of stuff out. So some of it's mine, but there was probably 6 or 7 of us just going hard all weekend.
What was one of your favorite clips, not to put you on the spot, from the weekend that you created?
You know what?
I want to pull it up.
You're asking, Jack. I did just upload my personal demo reel of sorts to my Instagram from the weekend. So all my
let's pull it up.
Oh, really? You can do it like that?
I'm pulling it up right here, right now, dude. You do the editing. Elliot and I will do the live streaming, and we'll make a perfect marriage. And also, chat. W's in the chat for Drew because he was helping us out with the show in the last 24 hours like a madman. So let's pull this up right here. I got to go back, screen share. Bam, boom. Which one is it?
Ooh, you know what? You might need a update there, like a refresh.
Oh, it's like that hot off the press?
It's pretty hot. Wiz Khalifa.
Oh my, wow, folks. It's that fast? Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Here we go.
You know what? I had to throw that in first. We've all seen this part. Nice, nice. On the X Games account, let's get it.
Go to the club, make it storm.
Here we go.
Nigga pull up, think G.I. Joe.
Yes.
762, turn them G.I. Jones. That Rico and Boo, they be knee high, man. Now when I look down, you know I can't see my aim. Man, she effing some rats, gave her 3 times 10. Window right in the condo, put her in the bin.
Did you film all this shit too?
Yeah.
Damn. Damn.
King of my city like Leon, man. Head of these niggas by Eon, man. She let me touch for the free iron, man. So you know that's a must like Elon, man. They was saying I was spinning, you was saying I'm counting up green like a pea pie, man. I was holding down my team like my name was paid to make sure my brother good Eli, man. Cartier's got diamonds all in the middle like a nigga pulled up with 3 eyes, man. Just know them shits, they all GI, man. Everybody got rollies, that's team time frame. I said my cycle trying to be my man. I said my man go be stuck in my side. I told her shut up and go for a ride.
Here's our boy, Jimmy Wilkins, hometown hero right here.
Dude, that was one of my favorite tricks. Both of those.
Yeah, Moto
7
crazy.
and Motos.
That's all in my Louis V jeans double stuff. I'm turned to the max. These little itty bitty niggas know it's up. Chopstick came with a lot.
Hey, there's no clean version, man, of the song.
And I stay with the cash like an SO chain. 5,500 niggas.
Oh, really? With the dub. That was the last event of the weekend that I was able to shoot. So I mean,
dude, honestly, that was the sickest thing ever.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of clips, but definitely one of the best parts is just getting to go home, kind of debrief, look at your hard drive, see what you got. And I mean, I know I'll be editing for the coming weeks for X for sure, but I always want to make sure I can get like something personal out too, as just sort of a.
Dude, they should post that.
What we did.
That video is hype. What are you editing on?
I'm a Final Cut Pro guy, so I know there's not many of us out here, but me, my boy Alex, he's actually in his room right now. It's my roommate. I got him out to help shoot and edit for X as well, and he's Final Cut too. So we collab on some stuff together, you know.
Damn.
Share some bits and. Yeah,
we're not worthy. We're not worthy. Well, dude, thank you so much for all that you do for X Games, whether it be on site, everything else. And apparently we have final words from our producer, Elliot, voice of God.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack.
Drew, can you hear me? Drew, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yo, buddy, chat. This guy is the man, the myth, the legend behind the scenes. He works hard for us. He puts out some bangers of edits day in and day out. He works his ass off, and he provided a little bit of comedic relief. Let's get some hearts in chat from Drew's the man himself. He may have fallen over, but he did not flop with a single edit this weekend.
Let's go.
Drew, appreciate you, dog.
Elliot.
Thank you so much. And the show wouldn't have been possible without Drew. Drew busted his butt this past 24 hours to clip stuff together. The guy's an icon, a legend. He's the man himself.
Dude, yeah, you're making me blush, bro.
I'm gonna cry.
That's my guy right there. I love you, Drew.
Back to like throwing that back to Jack and Elliot and to our whole crew. It definitely takes a village to run this. You know, X Games has been through a lot of changes, and I think this is one of the most fun weeks I've ever attended.
Facts.
So I'm excited to see what the future holds, and yeah, so stoked on our crew. I mean, events are not easy. You get things thrown at you that you would never anticipate, or you just kind of have to make your mind on a whim, and it's not an easy thing to live damage control. So like, shout out to everyone that was just able to take it by the horns and get it done.
The heart is real, dude. Much love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, gang.
Yeah. All right. We also have someone I see lurking in the behind the scenes who quite possibly could be the brains behind the X Games. So anytime you're seeing myself, Eunice, Gabby, Salema, Brando, Scotty, Jimmy, Kristen, anyone who has, you know, a microphone in their hands, it all stems from the research god himself, who's been with X Games for, we'll have to ask him, but for a very long time. And everyone loves him. We love him. You get to meet him. He's going to hang with us for a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, bring on Vince. Yo.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for coming in with the sickest shirt on the planet. What's the story with that one?
Had to break this out for you, a classic for a classic. Hey, I just want to say before we really get started that Drew's the best. He is a sweetheart of a guy. And I honestly felt a little guilty laughing all Saturday about his misfortune, but not that guilty, because not only did I laugh about it for like 3 or 4 hours, I also showed probably like 10, 15 people what happened. And they were all laughing about it too. I mean, but he is just the nicest guy. Drew's the best. And he was, by the way, like athletes were blowing him up on the X Games Instagram feed. Tom Shar checking in, a bunch of guys who know him down in North County, San Diego, making sure that everybody knew it was Drew.
Yep. I didn't know it was Drew. I saw it and I was just like, oh, that poor guy. And then like literally up until like today, I didn't realize it was Drew. Someone in the chat just said, dude, Jack, turn the AC on, brother. Brother, I would love to, but it's loud. And so it kind of ruins the vibe. So you're going to you'd rather have a little, facial sweat than some shitty audio.
What's wrong with a little glistening? I mean, Jack glistening is, it's kind
of Thank you, Vince. Yeah. But I don't have hair and makeup anymore, man. It's, we're back home.
I just cranked our AC down a lot more right before I came on. I was thinking the same thing.
Well, let's keep rolling. We got a bunch of gold medal runs here, and nobody knows the stats, the facts, and all the storylines more than you. So we got women's skateboard street.
So we move on to our current leader.
Thank you, Brando.
Also an X
Miyu Ito.
Rookie, by the way. Showing up for her first X Games, just 17.
Oh my goodness, what a way to start a run. Nice from Feeble.
She's in that top spot, but it seems
17 is young.
Yeah, not in this field. It doesn't seem like anymore, right, Jack? But she's still to show up, never competed at one of the biggest events in action sports, and to put that first trick down, especially that flip onto the rail, was not easy.
Yeah, I forget who I was talking to. I think it was Leticia, and she called that out. She was just like, they're just starting their runs with the hardest tricks.
On the hardest rail. That rail is no joke.
Look at that rail.
Yeah, it's a 10 stair, but those steps were really big. I know you were out there, Jack, but each one of those must have been like 14 inches wide. That was not easy.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. Japan is having a moment.
Oh my God. So they swept the 6 podium spots on this day. Women's street best trick. They entered X Games having swept the podium 3 times in the history of X Games, any discipline. And then they do it twice in the span of like 5 hours. They are killing it right now in just the skateboard scene in general, but especially street, it seems like.
I know your least favorite thing to talk about is the Olympics, but do you think it has anything to do with the Olympics in Tokyo and just kind of putting it on the stage for even more people out there?
I think it started before then. I think when we talk, because it kind of started in Park, right, with the women's scene in Park. And from what our skateboard researcher Colin Bain has learned, they saw Lizzie Armanto win X Games Barcelona in 2013. And a lot of these girls were 4, 5, 6 years old then.
That's crazy.
And they're watching with their moms, and it got them motivated. We have multiple examples of moms wanting to take skateboard lessons with their daughter, like a fun mom-daughter activity. And that was really the start of it. There's no doubt you're right that the Olympics placed
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, I
like your answer better.
Well, it's true. How cool is that? Lizzie Armanto, give it up. She's
100%.
Yeah, she's like 30 years old, and she's inspired a whole generation.
And he just.
Well, it was cool. There was one. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to click us both on here. There was one commercial. I forget what the commercial was, and I don't know who this was. Maybe you saw it and you could tell me. But it was basically the sentiment was that Lizzie doesn't need to win anymore. Now she can just go have fun, and she's inspiring the whole next generation. Did you see that piece?
I didn't see that piece, but we talk about it a lot. And, she's not winning contests, but she's still winning on the ramps and in the parks. You watch, she's getting picks and thrasher, she's getting insane clips. So, she's still out there doing it. And the fact that she's still willing to slum with us at X Games is, much respect to Lizzie, because she doesn't have to do that. But, she's still... It's really fun because she's an OG who the women all just love. All of us love her, not just the women. So the fact that she keeps showing up is, much respect to Lizzie for that, for sure.
Couldn't agree more. She has
I just wanted to add on Mio. So women's street has been part of X Games for 20 years, and she's the first rookie ever to win it.
No way.
Yeah, right?
What?
All those incredible skaters, and she's the first rookie. Yeah.
What? Yeah. That is why we bring Vince onto these shows, because I did not know that. That is really cool.
She said something after the contest about one of the reasons why she wanted to be in it is because X Games is the contest that everybody knows about, even if you don't know about skateboarding. And I thought 100%. That was, really smart for a 17-year-old kid to recognize. It's like, oh yeah, that's true. People know about X Games, and now they know about her too because she's a gold medalist.
Miyu Ito, nice to meet you. Holy cow, bunga. There was also so many rad things. Did you see Jimmy Butler out there? I think Elliot's got a clip of Leticia skating, and Jimmy Butler and Leticia became friends, and he just decided to pull up.
Can I just, with both Leticia and Jimmy Butler, Jim Goals, by the way.
You see his mouth? He goes, holy shit.
I mean, did you see Jimmy's arms? Like, oh God.
Yes, dude. Do you see him carrying a skateboard?
It's tiny. It's this little thing.
Dude, look at this here. I also have another one that I pulled up earlier. Let me find it. This video is
this look.
I'm back. Y'all thought y'all was leaving without me.
This is when he came back the second day.
Young Naj over here.
He wasn't planning on coming back.
Young Naj,
had so much fun the first day, and was like, you know what, I'm coming back.
He's also always heavily caffeinated. I don't know if you know that. He's very into his coffee.
His coffee? Oh, really? I didn't know that. Gibberish. He's so funny, man.
He is a character.
Oh, I didn't do nothing, did I?
Do we have the clip of him getting his poster signed?
We won gold.
Yeah, right?
It was Nija that did it. I thought they said Nija and Jimmy.
Nija and Jimmy. Yeah, look at this poster. Who made the poster?
Now, the rumor is that he made this himself. I am a little suspicious, I gotta say.
I mean, if so, he's a great artist, but...
I saw the sign, I was like, bro, I gotta get the gold.
And how cool is this for Nija and Leticia, too? By the way?
Dude, it's so rad how skateboarding reaches some of the biggest celebs.
Man, I came back. LB said to come back, check her out, check Nija out. He won gold. That's what I'm in for. And, where's my poster?
Give me my poster.
And I got my poster signed by the goats. Y'all see that? Yeah, those are my friends. I got cool friends. No, seriously, X Games, really appreciate y'all. Jimmy.
Dude, it was so awesome.
Speaking of women who don't need to compete anymore but are still gracing us with their presence, how about Leticia, who's like moved on to car racing, Porsche Cup, jumping out of airplanes, doing whatever she wants, and she has told us that as long as we keep inviting her, she'll keep showing up, and then she keeps making the finals.
Yep.
She's competed at X Games 23 times and has finished in the top 8 every single one of those times.
She's a superwoman. Like, she was the weekend before, she was in Portugal racing cars and didn't skate, didn't have much practice. And I remember when, it first got into the Olympics, there was a lot of skaters that pulled out, and Leticia was like, you guys are crazy. Like, this is what got us here. This is the biggest event for us. And she pulled up, and I think she won it actually right before
2021. You are exactly right.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. No, you nailed it. I mean, and that was rough. I felt awful for those skaters, but the Japan, the quarantine rules that they had were just really tough. So I get it. There were a lot of athletes who did not want to risk it because the testing that they had to undergo was really rigorous, and no one wants to flag a positive in a couple days before they're supposed to travel to Japan. But there were a bunch of skaters who did both, like Bryce Wetstein, for example. Like she rolled up, did both, no problem. Bryce will skate anywhere, anytime, anything.
With the biggest smile on her face. Looking at chat, it looks like American Nightmares in the chat. I'm Leticia's husband. Congratulations. That's amazing.
I think that there's probably about 100 people in the chat right now that are probably saying the same thing.
Well, here's what happened, Vince. I was interviewing her on the live stream, and someone proposed in the chat, and I asked Leticia if she would marry him, and she said yes. So I don't remember if it was you or not, American Nightmare, but either way, congratulations.
I feel like she's got to get in line. or American Nightmare. There's a few out there. I mean, and again, not to belabor the point, but those abs, Jesus.
Yeah, they're yes. Moving on. Before my wife kills me. Men's Skateboard Park. This was quite a show here. This was going back and forth. Look at you can see the leaderboard right there. Pedro Barros threw down one of the sickest runs ever. And Keegan knew he had to step it up, and he did.
All-star field. 10 of the 16 are going to the Olympics.
Wow.
I can only think of one big name who wasn't here, and that guy's not going to the Olympics for Park either.
Oh, he's not? Are we talking about Jagger?
We are talking about Jagger.
Damn.
Tom Sharp snaked him at the last Olympic qualifier.
Oh, that's right, because they're only taking 3, which to me sounds insane.
Jagger, the fifth highest ranked park skater in the world, but he's not going to the Olympics because, like you said, the country rules.
Yep. Skate Tommy, what's up, legends? What's up? Ryan Williams, Aussie. Is that the real Ryan Williams in the chat? There's no way.
I mean, speaking of Aussies, they tied the U.S. with 7 gold medals. The USA and Australia had the most gold at Games Ventura, both with 7. And to do that on U.S. soil is pretty unprecedented.
Oh, yeah.
Keegan's a stud. He's won 2 gold medals in the last 3 X Games, and he took silver in the third, the one event he didn't win. This kid is great. I'm not saying you should bet on the Olympics, but if you do bet on the Olympics, this might be your guy.
You know what's funny? Have you ever talked to Jimmy Wilkins about him betting on Keegan?
No.
You didn't? Okay, well, the short story is he basically went, I think he drove to like Vegas or something to place the bet. Like wherever he was, maybe Cali, he couldn't make the bet. And he was just like, dude, I know Keegan's going to win. And it was like plus something crazy. And he jetted to Vegas and put something like $2,000 on him and won like 20 or something.
Oh, jeez.
You got to ask him about it sometime. It's a really funny story. Yeah.
I don't really like talking about betting on the Olympics because maybe I bet on Pedro Barros to win and he took silver and like was this close.
Oh, you did bet on him?
Yeah, I did. I bet on Pedro because the odds were great.
That was a good bet.
Yep. It was a good bet. But I was so close to making not that. I don't have that kind of Jimmy money. I can't just slap 2,000 down.
Just keep it fun. Slap $20. Let's head over to Men's Skateboard Street. This guy, he was a rookie too, right, Vince?
In 2006, at age 11.
Oh my God.
Do we have Skateboard Street? Have you guys already talked Skateboard Street best trick? Yeah.
We haven't. No.
So this was his.
Oh yeah, this was we're a little out of order. That's right. Elliot and I built this in the last 24 hours.
No, I'm well aware.
Speaking of, no, you're good. How much caffeine Jimmy Butler drinks? We're both hopped up on all the caffeine that we could fit before overdosing.
All right, and you know what I wanted, Elliot? I'm not sure if we have it easily accessible, but one of the things that I thought was so cool about this, Jack, is. So his number one, he barely qualified for the final, right? He fell.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get the gap a little bit.
Oh, this was.
So this is his either his first run or second run. But Elliot, if we have access to his first run in this final, he fell. He stepped out of a tray flip, right, Jack? I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. How many times do you think he's successfully done a tray flip to start a run?
About 1 billion.
Right. So he steps out of the tray flip in run 1 after barely making the final, relying on run 2 to even qualify for the final. And then he bails on his second trick in his first run in the final and just calls off the run. Yep. So you're wondering, what's Naja thinking? He just, he couldn't even land a tray flip. And then he comes, to get himself together, that mental fortitude to come through under pressure. But that's just what this dude does and has always done.
Yeah.
So and then run 2. Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
I was just going to say this X Games, he came in just different, like it's been since 2019, since his last gold. And I guarantee you, he was just so sick of hearing that narrative. He's just like, all right.
Yeah. I think excuse me to appreciate that, last summer, I feel like last year until last fall, he was still recovering from that awful ACL and meniscus tear that he had. You know, you don't just come back from that kind of. I mean, it was his first serious injury. You don't just come back from that quickly. And last year at X Games, I think he was only about 8 months out from that injury, so he was not the typical Nyjah you would expect. And I think, you know, he's feeling better than ever. And I think you're right, Jack, that narrative about not winning since 2019 was definitely eating at him. And Elliot, in Skateboard Street, run 1.
Yeah, he's looking for it. While he does,
yeah.
So he's now tied for most gold with Sean White and Garrett Reynolds
in history.
Yeah, in out of all the X Games ever.
It's been around 30 years. X Games. It's as old as Nyjah, and now he's tied with Garrett and Sean with 15 gold medals. I mean, and you know, don't think he's not aware of that. I don't know if you heard his gold medal interview, but he said something. I think it was Corbin who started asking him about it, and he kind of interrupted Corbin to say, "No, we're just tied. We're tied, but I got a lot more left in me."
Yeah, normally they're like not really paying attention, but when it gets to that level, I think they're starting to pay attention. But we saw, and you would know this stat, but Garrett, I want to say, has had now 2 attempts ever since he's gotten to 15. He's had 4 attempts?
Yeah, because he was in BMX Real Street last year at back in.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, got it. And then
2 years.
And then he had X Games.
So many iconic moments.
Just goes to show how hard it is. Oh, thanks, Elliot. Caller.
Elliot. Shout out Elliot. W is in the chat for Elliot.
Elliot is the man.
Elliot's on it. Okay, but my question with that is, you know,
that must be
are we gonna see another Garrett Reynolds story where he makes the tie and then it takes 2 more years of attempts? We do have another X Games coming up in September, if I'm not.
Yep, but I don't know that they've determined all the disciplines yet, but you got to imagine that both BMX and Skateboard Street will be part of it for sure. But yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, again, we all thought that we just naturally assumed that Garrett would be able to do it, but think about, to kind of get the point about how hard it is. This is the first run of this is in the elimination. This is his first run in the elimination that kind of put him behind the 8 ball. I mean, that made, you know, that forced him to come up big in run 2 in order to make the final. But talking about Garrett, Jack, he I think it just goes to how hard it is. You think about Sean has held a share of that record for 12 years now. You know, he tied Dave Mira in 2012. He took the lead by himself in 2013. Garrett finally caught him in 2021. So 12 years he's had at least a share of that record. No one's been able to step to it. And it just goes to show how difficult this shit is.
Yep, no doubt. What's Mark McMorris at for golds?
He is at 11.
Wow, okay, that's perspective.
Yeah.
But what's his stat? He has like the most medals
of any winner athlete. Yeah, but so he also, McMorris has 23 total medals, which is tied for 3rd most, and he's tied for 3rd most now with Nyjah.
Dude, chat is cracking me up. Called elimination for a reason. Nyjah eats concrete for breakfast. All right, let's keep going on. We've got a ton more events here. We just did street. Here's BMX dirt.
Top qualifier, took home gold the next day. He's the top qualifier.
I love this kid, Brady Baker, still just 21 years old.
Brady Baker.
Wow, cash roll whip, and he did it so
back-to-back golds.
360
triple
you know,
only the second person to do back-to-back, and only the 3rd person to win dirt more than once, I believe. I mean, and he's, again, just 21 years old. This really humble kid from Jersey. There's a really good story about him on XGames.com for anyone who's interested. He grew up getting coached by Scotty Kramer because he lived really close to him in Jersey. So he rode at Scotty's at Incline, this famous skate park that Scotty's family owned. And he went to the same high school as Garrett Reynolds.
Yeah, like what are the odds?
But 12 years later. Yeah, apparently his teachers would always ask him, "Hey, have you heard of Garrett?" He's like, yes.
I have now, yes, thank you.
As a matter of fact, I have heard of Garrett, thank you.
What I thought was crazy, listening to Scotty's stories, you know, in the early days, he would ride with him, and he said that, you know, they were like, you know, really close riding together, and Scotty just saw the talent at a young age, and then he disappeared. He got off the bike for a bit and just decided to do something else.
Got into surfing.
You got into surfing, yeah, and then
in
Scotty,
Jersey.
Exactly.
You've surfed Northeast, haven't you, Jack? Is that right?
I wouldn't call it surfing, but yeah, I've paddled around in the waters of the New England.
That's serious business. You have to be committed to that, right?
It's gnarly. Yeah. What do we got here? Oh, this is Terrence Mann. He's shooting guard for the LA Clippers. I don't think we can hear it, but this is actually great audio. Yeah, there it is. Here, start this over. This is hilarious. This is behind the scenes.
At the X Games, I'm excited. Wait, will a skateboard fly this way? Do people get hurt? I'm the only one flinching out here.
W's in the chat for Scotty Kramer. Yes, Burton Vlogs. Yeah, so
why do they wear hats? And then
Terrence gave the gold medal out to Nyjah.
Put it right back on. Like, why don't you just wear no hat? At least put a bobby pin in there. They don't know nothing about bobby pins. How you doing?
You don't put a bobby pin on your head because it's going to be a sharp object.
What's that move called?
Nollie Hill backsmith.
Shout out Zion.
How you doing? You good?
It's great to see Zion back, by the way.
Yes, I agree. It was awesome to see him on the start list.
Crazy. Double backflip. I can do an ollie, just up and down, straight up. That's nice. Oh, I can do that easy. I said compete. I'll just do 10 ollies. That's 10 points. If I can do an ollie,
I'll just do 10 ollies. That's 10 points.
Yeah, come on.
Shout out Jean Carlos, the first Colombian ever to medal.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Congrats, bro. Congrats, man. Thank you, brother. Congrats.
That's rad.
Hey, I'm coming back. Woo.
I'm coming back. See? Him and Butler.
That was exciting. We out.
Oh, I was just about to click our next event and I got skyrocketed to the next. What do we got? Moto X. No.
Quick about, if I could, about
yeah.
BMX Dirt for a second. You know, our Willie laid down a banger, but only took 6th because that's how high the level was in that contest. So just, you know, the guys that showed up for that, especially, I mean, you were out there, Jack. I wasn't. I was hidden away in a room staring at a monitor, but it was windy as AF, I think the kids are saying. So
windy as AF. It was
tough out there.
And those jumps were huge.
That first one was 30 feet.
Massive. Was that the biggest dirt?
It was the biggest one any of us could remember. Yeah, we talked to the course builders about that, and they're like,
have fun. But they seem to love it. I mean, I didn't hear any complaints about the wind. The only wind complaints I heard was in the vert contests.
A little bit there, and also a little bit in BMX Park. I mean, you know, like
to get a little nasty
tires getting caught. Yeah.
Yep. What's our next event? Women's Skateboard Street.
Up next, Yumeko Oda.
Yeah, best trick. Yeah, so this is a continuation from earlier. Oh! Yeah, that is just.
Ryan Williams, make them bigger, please. All right. You heard it from the GOAT himself. If that's actually you.
Even if it isn't, I totally agree with that sentiment. We should have a dirt best trick contest that's on just a purpose-built jump.
I think we should just do an event at our Willy Land.
Yeah. No. I'm a huge supporter of that, Jack. I really want that to happen.
If that's really our Willy in the chat, the whole chat is going crazy about it.
Up next, Yumeko Oda.
Elliot, where are we here?
Same
but
trick.
That trick.
Yeah.
She landed it twice? No, I'm just kidding.
What? Kick, flip, front feeble. And again, this is a huge rail. You can't appreciate the distance on that is 14 feet maybe.
The progression has come so far. Like it's
God.
just insane. Like what, 6 years ago? Like they wouldn't even hit that rail.
No, yeah, it's true. And now the in regular street, in women's street, the top two, the gold and silver medalists both hit it twice to open and close their runs.
Oh my God, it is our Willy. Our Willy, can we get you in on camera? Elliot, send Ryan this link and let's get him on here. But no, our Willy, I can't see the tick after your name, but I believe you now because you said that. Mia Kretzer.
Mia's second attempt.
All right, this is ridiculous.
This is insane. We got to talk about this.
720.
Perfect.
No hand down, too. She knows it.
All right, so you guys already covered men's skateboard vert.
Yes.
All right, so Emma Kawakami was in that discipline. He's 9 years old, 9 months. That was the youngest athlete in X Games history for 1 day. And then Mia Kretzer, who's 9 years old, 8 months.
No way.
Just ripped that record away from
No way. Hey, at least he had it.
For a day.
1 day. So adorable. 9 years old. That's like 8 years of walking. All the way to the top of an X Games podium.
You know, a point that I want to make about both Emma and Mia that I think is really important to note is that we did not pick them. They were not wild card picks for X Games. This was not like some feel-good story that we set up intentionally to have the youngest athletes ever. They qualified in at Vert Alert. I mean, I don't make these decisions, but I don't think these two ever would have gotten an invite to X Games if they had not earned their way in through Vert Alert, Tony Hawk's Vert Alert.
Yeah, that's very true to think about there. What are your thoughts on Arisa True? Obviously, the whole hype was on her landing the 900, but it seemed like which she has done. But I feel like she could have won this contest with another trick pretty easily right off the bat, and then switch gears to the 900, or is it all or nothing?
It's so true, Jack. I mean, I don't want to take away from Mia's moment, but. But Arisa landed a 720 in her vert run last year to win walk-off gold at 2023's vert. She could have gone out there, I don't want to say no problem, because it's not an easy trick. The men, like hardly any men can do the 720. Yeah. But and you know, and Arisa, this 14-year-old, seemingly has it kind of on lock. So she could have done that, but that's not what Arisa's about. She came wanting to try that 900. I mean, that's one of the things I love so much about that kid. I mean, she has big goals and keeps meeting them. So, you know, Jack, I gotta, you know, this is something that we should think about in the future, because we didn't give her enough attempts. I mean, to be honest, you know, and
I know, man, that whole not to downplay anybody else there, but that whole crowd was fired up to see her land that. Even when the contest was over, they were like, one more.
What I love so much is that, so for anyone who doesn't know, and why would you, the men's skateboard vert best trick event was right after this. And the men like all stood back and let Arisa have 3 more attempts after we went off the air, beating up their practice time. And you had guys like Moto Shibata like banging his board on the coping, like, yeah, keep it going, keep letting her go. I just thought that was so cool. I mean, it's game recognizing game there, basically.
That's exactly right.
They all wanted to see it. You know?
We still want to see it, and we're definitely have plenty of opportunities to see it.
We will see it, and I love that then after she wins vert, which we'll get to, then she tries it more there too.
Well, something else we might be able to see. Let's bring this back up. Our Willie,
oh my God, our Willie! It really was you.
I can't see the screen. Maybe. Oh, here we are. Look, yeah, let's go. It was me. How'd you not believe me?
Dude.
Well, where are you right now, Ryan? Where are you?
I'm at home. I just got home from the gym.
No kidding.
So what time is it there?
Good question. It's like 8 a.m. probably. Oh no, it's probably later than that. 9 a.m. now.
How's the jet lag?
You're starting early. You're right back at it.
Yeah, well, I can walk and I feel good, so I'm ready. I'm getting ready for the next X Games.
There we go. Dude, let's talk about, okay, I saw you leaving last year. We were like sitting outside and you walked by and you looked like you just got hit by a Mack truck. Like there was no
on his legs.
There was no skin. This year you're glimmering. You're just getting back from the gym. What's it like leaving X Games this time around?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't try hard enough then. No, I definitely tried super hard, but I don't know. I feel like I had 4 events last year, so this time I had 3 events. I feel like if I had to do another event, I probably would have looked kind of similar to how I left the last year.
True enough. Well, we were going to save this one for later, but since you're here, let's replay one of the sickest moments of X Games. Dude, you were on fire that whole event. I love that you did that. You were in first, and then you just kept going up, pleasing the crowd. You did a full run.
Yeah, well, I wish I did that. I should have done that run in Dirt Finals. I know, right?
Tell me about, can we talk, R. Willie, real quick about that dirt finals? How competitive was that? Those guys were going off.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, from the very first runs, I was like feeling the pressure. I'm like, oh, wow. And then I managed to pull my first run, but I didn't do the last trick that I wanted to. So then that's why I came back on my second run, and I was like, okay, I got to get the run that I really wanted. And then, yeah, I was stoked on my run, and then I seen where it got me, and I'm like, oh, no, I got to do something harder.
That's insane. Was this the first time you ever landed this trick in competition?
Yeah, in competition. So I did it at home for the past 3 months. I've been trying to practice it every session. And believe it or not, my jump's bigger than that jump. So that's why I got to like try to squeeze it into a smaller jump. So I was a bit worried about it, but it worked perfectly.
Dude,
Tell us about the wind, Ryan. Was the wind a factor at all?
It was very windy, but the thing about the dirt jumps is that on the dirt jumps, the wind was like going, it was a tailwind, we call it. And that's when the wind's like just blowing behind you. So if anything, it kind of like pushes through the dirt jumps a little bit. Maybe you'd land deep. But if you landed short and you needed more speed, then the wind would help you kind of thing.
What did you think about what Caden Stone was trying?
Oh, that's sick. That's it's like, I mean, he does it a little different to how I do it, but it's a double front flip 360 basically. And I don't know how he does it on such a small jump. I've done it on a really big jump, but I've never done it. I would never even think to try it on something that small.
That rotation was wild.
Yeah, it's funny that I say it's small, but I'm just used to bigger jumps. But yeah, the rotation is so wild. I don't know how he does it so quickly.
And then just slamming straight to it. He reminded me of you. Just took those slams to the shoulder and then just got back up and ran back up the ramp.
I think that you know you're going to be like you're going to be sore later, but you know that it's worth it to just get back up there and try again. So that's what I was worried about after doing Park Best Trick. I was worried that I wouldn't make it through Park Best Trick and I wouldn't make it to Dirt Best Trick. That was actually something that was on my mind so much going into Park Best Trick that I was like, man, I hope I don't hurt myself so bad that I can't ride Dirt Best Trick.
Like how many? I mean, you only have like what, 2 hours between them?
Yeah, I didn't have that long. Like, I didn't even take off my pads, I don't think.
You just popped the tire, dropped it off in the athlete lounge, grabbed the other bike, went back out.
I actually had 2 bikes. So that's
smart.
I learned from oh no, I think I might have had 2 bikes last year too. I just know it's best to have 2 bikes, and then you in case something happens to one, you ready to go.
And after you landed that, I think you gave probably one of the most exciting winners interviews on human history. You completely stole the microphone, and you had something like this to say. This was probably my highlight from X Games. I'm not even kidding. Please show the interview. Yes.
Yes.
I can't believe it. I've lost so many people, and I'm about to gain a person. Shout out to my beautiful fiance. We're having a baby 5 days before Christmas, and I never gave up here. We got it done. Third time's a charm.
She just running with the mic. All right, so.
All right, so Ryan, was she mad at you about this?
Yeah, she wasn't mad because like eventually everyone was going to find out. But we had already surprised her family and like most of my friends, and I knew she wouldn't mind. So and it was really off the cusp. I didn't know what Andy Buckworth was doing because I was like too busy worrying about Dubby, like him sending it, because in my head it was the contest wasn't over and like I wasn't sure what was going on. Was people doing more jumps? So anyway, Dubby goes, I'm cheering with him, and Andy's like walks up to me, and I'm in the middle of the dirt jumps, which is not where we usually do interviews.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm standing
and it's
there.
not normally Andy interviewing you either.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, what's going on here, Andy? Like, I was kind of confused, and he has the microphone, and there's like one camera guy. I'm like, are we actually on TV right now? What are we doing? And then anyway, I'm like, I'm obviously excited and stoked because I rolled the dice so many times this X Games, and finally I come through and got the goal. But I was like talking, I'm like, oh, and then I looked over and I see my fiance there, and she's like, you, and I'm like, oh yeah. Holy crap. Like, let me explain like what's happening. This is what's going through my mind because it's been on my mind. Obviously, you never stop thinking about it. And but I haven't really told everyone like the public, so I thought, you know what, it's probably a good time to do it.
Let's hear the interview. This is
This is another one of my favorites where you just like will not like poor Kristen Beat is just trying to interview you, Ryan, and you're like,
I've never been more nervous in my life.
Yeah, I've heard that you've. I'll let listen to it, but
I'm not just providing for myself. It's insane. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Beyonce for announcer right here,
I'm sorry.
I'm just loving life.
It's so pure.
Ready for the next step. Let's go.
Well, it's out now. Congratulations, Ryan.
out now.
Hey, what are you gonna do with the video? You're strolling through the athlete lounge. I was guilty for one of these surprises. You were rolling around with a box, and there was a surprise in there with the pregnancy test. What are you gonna do with that video?
Yeah, I'm gonna like make a big video and like snip together all the reactions because everyone has such funny reactions. So I think we're actually doing our gender reveal on Sunday because I don't know what gender it is, but we're actually doing a gender reveal on Sunday. So maybe I'll do it a part of a post or something and then have the reactions of everyone because it was so good.
Let's live stream it. Live stream it on.
oh my gosh, can we live stream the baby?
She would love that.
I mean,
yeah,
I
don't know what.
Oh, go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I was funny how I was grabbing the mic. Like I tried to honestly, I think I tried to actually grab the mic at first, and she wouldn't let it go. So I was like, "I'll just grab your hand," and I just grabbed her hand. I was excited. I think that's one of the #1 rules, right? You don't give the person the mic if you. I don't know. I think that was one of the rules.
If you are willing, are you gonna do an NBD for the gender reveal? Do you got any plans yet?
I don't know. Maybe. I honestly, I wasn't sure or knowing how I was going to feel after this X Games. I always honestly go into X Games thinking, I don't know what I'm going to feel like on the other side of this because I put 110% in when I go every time. So, I mean, now I feel good that I can ride. So maybe I could do something cool for the gender reveal. Maybe like do a jump over my ramp and like pop the balloon. But I don't know.
There you go.
Well, I think I might keep it pretty casual. You know, I don't want to force my action sports antics on my fiance. She wants like a nice cupcake thing, like cutting cake.
It's her one moment, you know, like let her have her one moment. Or maybe you both can hit the ramp together.
Hey, can I just real quick? I don't want to lose sight of actually the interview that you gave, Ryan. What you actually said really connected about how everyone has suffered through loss. In addition to these joys in life, there are also difficult moments. And I just want to tell you that really resonated with people like me personally too. So thanks for that, Ryan. I thought that was, you know, in that moment to recognize that and acknowledge that, it meant a lot to people.
Well, I know it's something that we all go through. And I mean, losing my best friend, Luke, going into the last X Games, I kind of like turned... Because obviously I'm sad, I'm angry. You feel so many different emotions, but I try to turn it into like, what would make him proud? And then I turn that energy into like something good to push me for X Games. And I did so well last year that I thought like, well, then I lost more people. And then I'm thinking, now I'm gaining a person. And I don't know, it was off the top of my head. And I just thought like, isn't it crazy in life that you lose people, but then you can also gain people. And then it was just off the top of my head. And I know everyone goes through losing stuff, losing someone, and you can take it certain ways. And I'm sure it's always best to just try to turn it into something that can push you further in life. And that's what the person that you lose, I'm sure that's exactly what they would want you to do. I know if I was to go, I would want the people around me to continue, you know, their lives and continue to push themselves and not sit around being sad, just celebrate the life that, you know, you got together with that person.
Yeah. I think you said it best. It's channeling those emotions into something positive because you're going to experience them no matter what. And so it's all about how you channel them. I was we were looking at some clips earlier, and Elliot, the producer, was just shouting out how white your teeth are. Are they real?
Shout out to my dentist.
Are those real teeth? Those things are perfect.
No, of course they are. I smashed my teeth out.
That's what I thought.
I smashed my teeth out. Shout out to my dentist, Dr. Hutter. He's in California, so not too far from X Games.
What? What is it like having dentures?
Oh, you don't have to call them dentures. I don't take them out at night.
Oh my God, Jack! The poor guy's coming in from Australia, joining us at 9 in the morning after the gym, and you're asking him about dentures.
I'm interested in them. That's why. It's a personal
No,
question.
they feel totally normal when you first get them. Maybe I already had like a fake tooth, so I knew what to expect. So then when I got like the other one's done, it's just kind of the same. At first you might feel a bit different, but then your brain like it adapts, and then it starts to understand like different vibrations. I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's hard to explain. If you ever get a fake tooth, it just feels the same. It's like your brain turns it understands the signals after a week or two of having it, and then now they just feel like normal teeth.
Yeah.
Hey, can we ask a quick question from the chat that I thought was actually really smart? And I don't think Nicole Drian, our BMX researcher, has asked you this, Ryan. So when you first started at XGames, you were one of the youngest guys. You weren't from the BMX scene, and now you're 30 and you're well established, and now you're the guy that people look up to. What has that transition been like? And do you feel an added responsibility now that you've been on the scene for a while?
I don't feel like one of the older ones, but when I looked around, when I seen the layout, they had people's ages, I thought, what? Everyone's younger than me now. This is crazy. I couldn't believe it, because I thought I was competing against guys. I mean, I look up to them still, and even though they're younger than me, I look up to them. And I don't know. I feel happy that I can still be there. I feel like I got at least 5 more years in me, but it's incredible to see like guys like Dubby and Brady Baker that are so young, but they're there like at the top of the field and absolutely smashing it. So it makes me think, wow, BMX has got a bright future for the next 10 years. So I'm excited. I'm a little, honestly, I commented this on the YouTube chat, but I'm kind of scared to think about what I'd have to do to beat Brady, because I'm trying.
You get scared? What?
You had him beat last year, Ryan. I mean, it was like it was like that moment.
Right till the end.
You would know this, Vince, but if Brady didn't get me on that last run, I would have joined Dave Mira and Travis Pastrana as some of the only people that have ever won 3 golds at one X Games.
And Rodil Jr., a skateboarder from Brazil. Only 3 people have ever done it in the 30 years. You were that close to being the 4th. You and Peraza both were really close.
Trust me, I know I was close. And then everyone's like, just do it. You could just do it next year. And I'm like, people don't understand how hard it is to win.
No, they have no idea. No. This is how hard it is. Pastrana was the last guy to do it in 2006, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, and that's Travis Pastrana.
Ryan, you are the current day Travis Pastrana. For sure you are.
Yeah, here we are saying that you have dentures and you're the oldest dude. Unbelievable. What have we done, Vince? Hey, but speaking of the chat, the first thing that you commented was make the jumps bigger. Is that something you're actually serious about?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I'm used to. I wish every jump was the size of the first jump. That's where I'm at. But I don't know. It'd probably be a little unfair because I'm so used to the big jumps. But I actually struggle. I actually struggle as we get through the jumps because the jumps get kind of smaller. So I feel like if the jumps are bigger, we'd be able to do our best tricks the whole way through. I mean, that's why when you've seen the best trick, most people are doing their trick either on the first jump or the last jump. But I feel like if we just did a bigger roll in.
True.
Is that hard? I'm sorry, Jack. This is something I think about in best trick. Is it hard to get through the first 3 when you want to do your big trick on the 4th one, or is that no big deal?
I think it's just a bit more pressure, because you're anticipating the last jump, and now you have to jump the first 3 jumps good, knowing even you could jump the first 2 jumps good, and then you jump the 3rd jump bad, and then now you don't have speed for the 4th jump. So I feel like it's a little bit more stressful, but some people just prefer the smaller jump because sometimes people need to slow certain tricks down. Say if you're just doing a 360 and you want to do more combos, then now you have to make sure you 360 slow rather than fast. And there's a few things that are better and worse, but I'm just used to bigger jumps. So that's the reason why I always choose the biggest one.
Shout out Coco Galaxy in the chat. Just followed you, R. Willie. Respect. Would you rather 3 giant jumps or 4 a little bit bigger?
Good question. The less jumps, the better, mate. The proof's in the best trick wins.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. There's actually a really funny moment that happened. I don't know if you saw it, but it has something to do with a helmet getting tossed into the crowd. Have you seen this?
Got so many fans. I remember. This is when W accidentally threw his helmet to give it away, and then he realized that they were going to give him another jump. Well, this was confusing because we were up there, and they were like, these are the last jumps. They told us like a good 5 minutes before the time ran out, or 4 minutes before the time ran out, just because it would have taken so long to get through. Plus, I didn't know if you guys noticed, but there was only like 4 riders left by the end because everyone kept getting hurt or their bikes exploded because it was just such a gnarly event. So I ended up like, usually we get a little bit of a break, but we were just like one after the other. That's why I ended up doing more jumps than I thought we would end up doing. But yeah, it was crazy to watch Darby just send it. And then I'm glad they gave him another try, but
it was after time, Ryan. You had the gold clinched. I mean, I could see you wondering, do I have to go back up there and do something if he lands this? But
I was honestly, I was really content with what I did, like with my trick, and I've been like planning to do that trick. But there was another trick that I hadn't been practicing that I was thinking, I'm gonna have to do this. If W had landed his trick, I would have had to do something that I really, really would have been scared to do.
do not tell us what it is. We just want to see it next time.
All right, deal.
That's a good deal.
And in all seriousness, I mean, Jack and I were talking about this when we thought it was some fake R. Willie in the chat. I mean, we got to talk about doing an event down at R. Willie Land. I mean, that would be sick.
I mean, and it's sick because we could have everyone come out 2 or 3 days earlier and they could practice on my airbag, and then on the event they could unleash these tricks that they practice. I think it's a no-brainer. You'll get so many tricks because the best thing is you get like different minds. Like obviously I have a great setup and I always try to like do these new tricks and create new worlds first, but there's only so much my brain like thinks in a certain way. But you could get like Dubby out there, you could get Brady out there, and their brain thinks in a total different way. And if they have a safe way to learn, I'd love to see the tricks that they do. And then you'd have an even crazier X Games best trick next year.
That would be insane.
I'm sorry, Jack. If I just one more that I asked.
Oh, baby, go, Vince, go. That's why you're here.
So Ryan, I actually sit. You know how you're interviewed after every gold medal by a producer from Echo.
Yeah.
So they sit with me during the event. We talk about things to ask you. And one of the things I wanted Aaron to ask is, you have a civil engineering background. You were going to go to university for civil engineering. Does that help you at all, help create and plan out these tricks, the way your mind works?
I don't know. I mean, I think that the way my mind works is definitely the way that what helps me so much in creating new tricks. But yeah, it's funny. I just tell people that how I got accepted to be a civil engineer just because I think it's important to not put all your eggs in one basket, and it's always good to like take school seriously and learn because it helps you a lot in all aspects of your life. So it's helped me. Being smarter has helped me be a better BMX rider, believe it or not, because you can just take you have better risk analysis. Like I don't go out there and do my hardest tricks the first run through at X Games. I kind of like work my way up, and I feel like just being smarter has helped me do that and have a safe career. And guess what? I still haven't had any surgeries. Let's go. I was a bit worried about telling everyone that I haven't had one surgery in my life.
I'm knocking on wood too, Jack.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
And then I'm still on the other side of X Games with another gold medal and no surgeries. So let's go.
8 gold medals.
Yeah, 8 gold medals and 10 medals total. I didn't even think about that, because I've just been counting my golds. And then when the interviewer asked me, I mean, he was like, what does it feel like to have 10 medals? I'm like, holy, I've got 10 medals. This is ridiculous.
And in only like 16 competition starts or something like that. So pretty much every time you go out there trying the hardest shit imaginable, you're coming home with a medal. I mean, it's crazy.
The whole story is insane.
I'm still chasing a bronze.
No one chases bronze, Ryan.
I'm
gotta
still
catch 'em
on
all.
one, though, because I haven't got one yet, and I really freaking want one. I thought the bronzes looked quite cool this year. I thought maybe I could get in dirt, but it's all right next year.
You want to fill out that whole color palette.
Exactly.
How is the flight home? I find it very impressive that not only do you take a flight home after a wild X Games and then wake up and hit the gym. Is it hard to like wake up, jet lag, and get motivated to hit the gym, or is it just part of your DNA at this point?
Not really. I honestly, I feel good. I'm just so happy to be able to just walk away unscathed. And I feel like this X Games actually was a pretty good, safe X Games. I don't know if anyone really got too badly injured. Sorry if there was someone, I missed it. But I feel like that's always a good X Games when people come out on the other side. If you go out there and you try your best and you don't get you don't do as well as you want, as long as we get through healthy, I feel like you've just got another chance to redeem yourself the next year. So I always just try to get back into it as soon as I'm home, and I love being home, and I love being able to ride with a little bit less stress, because going to when I was practicing for X Games for the past 2 months, I've kind of been having it was more training. I'm obviously still having fun, but it was a lot of do these tricks that I'm scared of doing, but I know I want to do in the contest. And now I feel a little bit more free, and I'm ready to just let's get a bit creative, and have some fun. So I'm ready. That's why I didn't get any jet lag. I had a pretty good sleep on the plane, except my neck was crooked like that. But I got to pass out on my fiance. She was next to me, so I just cuddled up to her, and then I fell straight asleep, mate.
Do they have you in first class these days after the Motel 6 last year?
Nah, still back in economy. But believe it or not, because I flew out to X Games the day after my 30th birthday, and I don't know if that was the reason they upgraded me or because I just hit platinum on my membership or whatever. But I actually got upgraded on the way to X Games, so that was nice. But I felt bad because I had to leave my pregnant fiance at the back of the plane, and she wasn't very happy about that.
Oh, no. Little tip: you give the woman the first class seat, and then you stay back in economy. That's worked with me.
I do agree, and I would normally do that, but it was for my work and for X Games, so we wanted to make sure we maximize the possibility of me bringing home gold medals, because it's always good on the wallet. So we've got to maximize the chances, but it worked out pretty well.
Getting back to injuries for a second, I think the most serious injury might have been Drew Hastings on our team, flipping off his bike right behind Shalom.
Did you see that shot, R. Willie? We have it.
Yeah,
and I have this little daughter too.
The funniest thing is Kevin Peraza actually was the one that showed me the clip at dinner on the last night.
I think that went the most viral out of all of X Games. And I was talking to Slim. He's like, I had no idea that shit was happening behind me.
How great is Kevin, Ryan?
Oh, he's just the best. I actually gave him a few shout outs during the contest. It was funny that they put the camera in your face before you run. I was like, one of the runs, I was like, just have fun. Just like Kevin Peraza says, because every time I do a contest with Kevin, he's always looks at me because sometimes I get a little serious with myself, and I'm like, come on, Willie, you got to do this. And Kevin's always like, remember what you're doing. Like, you're riding your BMX for a living. Even though, obviously, I take the competition side very seriously, sometimes we got to remember that we are riding our bikes for fun. We are riding our bikes and getting paid to do it. So it is just a great opportunity to be even there, ready to drop in. So
The two best smiles in action sports, Ryan, you and Kevin Peraza.
And his is real and mine's fake. Gosh, now everyone knows thanks to you, Jack.
My bad. What's going on the rest of the day for you?
I don't know. It's kind of a bit wet, but I might go for a ride. But I'm actually going to make my own sign, because my fiance, she wants this baby sign. We just we had our engagement party, and we hired this sign. It cost $300 to hire a sign, and it was so easy to make that I'm going to make it myself for our gender reveal. Bit of DIY.
I absolutely love you, dude. You are the man. I can't believe you just saw this, jumped in the chat, and now you're hanging out with us. Thank you so much for hanging, for making the stream.
This is awesome, Ryan.
Killing
Really
it at X Games.
For anybody out there, this was serious. This was, I mean, we had no idea. We had no idea Ryan was going to do this.
No, thanks for having me on. I'm stoked. I mean, I love YouTube, and I'm always about all the X Games streams. And I'm actually a huge fan of X Games, if you didn't realize. So that's actually X Games got me into action sports. It was the Ultimate X movie when I was young. All I had in my garage at the time were rollerblades. And there was actually rollerblades in X Games for a little bit. But that's what I did, and then somehow found my way to BMXing, and then here we are, 10 medals later. Thanks for having me on. You absolute legend. Japan.
Thank you so much.
Fingers crossed,
Ryan.
trick is in Japan. Fingers crossed in Japan. Best
You're the
trick,
man.
please put it in.
You heard it here first, folks. We love you too. That's what you said, right? You said you too, not YouTube, right? We love you too, man.
Love yous all.
We love yous all. Thank you, R. Willie.
Oh my God, that was amazing, Jack.
What a legend. What an absolute legend.
And here we weren't
Yeah.
sure what we might talk about for 2 hours.
Yeah, right. You always know R. Willie's watching.
Oh my God, that was
so funny. I didn't even think that was really him in the chat, which was the
no,
funniest part.
no way did I think that was him in the chat.
That was awesome. Elliot, where are we at in the show? We had
I have no idea. That was legendary. Let me we'll figure it out. Here we go.
Let's go back. What haven't we
The
seen?
family, his dad is a former football player.
I think we're pretty hold on, we might have to go back a little bit.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
That's right here.
I think this is right where we were, and we definitely should see this.
Body barrel 900.
So this is Pete Curry winning his third gold medal at age 15. And then, the people's champ, Elliot. I'm not sure if you got the other clip that we need to see from this event that
I sure
came
do. Yep.
after time.
Because he's been trying this trick at recent best tricks, right?
He's been trying that one, but what he really wanted was the kickflip body barrel
Yeah.
900, which he will get soon, and which he kept trying.
Dude, just the nicest kid.
Three
His whole
gold
story
and-
too. Vince, I mean, do you want to tell his story? How, his grandma, they convinced her to build a vert ramp or a mega ramp.
His grandma's got a lot of land in Brazil, and it was enough land to put a vert ramp inside a big barn, basically. And it really has created this whole little skate scene in a small town area of Brazil. It's pretty remarkable. And he says that after every skate session, they go hang out with grandma.
That is so awesome. I'm looking for motos.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Elliot, way ahead of me. I was just going to try to pull this one up.
The people's champ.
The people's champ. You can see the wind blowing. This was after the buzzer, but still one of the best tricks to come out of Ventura.
Oh my God. Tony Hawk, how much did Tony Hawk love this?
Oh, I hope they show his reaction. I think he was filming it too. The way that he lands it though, like, can we go back to that?
I couldn't figure out what was happening, Jack.
He put it down so fast. Like, he's coming around and then he just, boom, puts his feet down to catch him on the top of the vert.
A front foot impossible lean 540.
Yeah, I want to say Mitchie called it like a rodeo or something. We were
with
calling it
that 540 spin. Yeah. I get that.
Let's see. I think Mitchie posted it.
Elliot, do we have by chance the Tony Hawk reaction? It's on his Instagram, but I know I'm surprising you with that. But he was, and then if we turn the volume up, I felt badly for Guy because what he did was gnarly and was deserving of the gold. And then you've got Moto just doing this crazy ass never been done.
Here's Mitchie's post, which I think is worth a watch. Wait, hold on. Let's get that back. Here we go. So he calls it a front foot impossible lean rodeo. This reaction is so good. Look at how stoked Mitchie is, dude.
How cool, by the way, for Mitchie. He did not land a thing in this contest, but he's still so stoked for Moto putting this down.
Oh, I love that kid. That clip is so good. Did you see this one too?
Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. They're like animals.
You gotta go follow Mitchie. He's the man. Oh, did you see that one? The 900 skit he did?
No, that was awesome. I mean, how strange is it for Mitchie? He was the man. I mean, he was the 12-year-old doing this.
Yep. All right, moving on. We've got BMX Park.
Love this story because Marcus Christopher took one of the most horrific slams you will ever see at this event in 2023. Straight to face. Yeah, and he's still really young, right? So he's just this, he's a young guy going out there smashing his face. He was sucking through a straw for 4 weeks afterwards. Couldn't ride his bike for 2 months. And honestly, he's lucky it wasn't worse. I mean, to hear him talk about it, it's scary as hell. And then all right, I've already started, so I might as well tell this little story. There's a rumor. So Marcus Christopher is going to the Olympics, right? So there's a rumor that maybe certain people with USA Cycling weren't stoked about Marcus going out here hucking himself, and asked him to take it easy. Because of last year. And they asked him to take it easy. And what's his answer? He goes out and sets the highest mark in run 1, and then he betters it in run 2. He's completely untouchable. He torched this event. He was blasting higher, charging harder than anybody in this field. And it's a great field. And you got to be so happy for him after what happened last year. It's his first gold. And I guess he didn't get the memo about taking it easy.
No, thank goodness. I mean, you don't show up to X Games and take it easy, but still, I mean, I had a second to sit down with him too. And that was one of the questions, was like, was that fall replaying in your mind? Did you just block it out? And he was like, yeah, I was not thinking about that whatsoever. Just everything in front of me. But they played his fall on the broadcast. It was like the first thing I saw. And it's one of those falls where you can't even watch it. Like you can watch a couple falls and it's like, okay, but that one, it sends shivers down your spine. But nothing better to overcome a hard hit like that and win an X Games gold.
How about the mentality to put that so behind you that you're not even thinking about it when you go out there? I can't comprehend. I mean, these guys are just so courageous and strong-minded to be able to put that in the back of their head and just focus on, like you said, Jack, on what's in front of you.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who's going to have to put a performance behind him, Machine Gun Kelly, we had him down, but he came out. Everyone was really excited. And then, as you can see here, a couple of audio glitches.
This is hard for me to watch, Jack. We talk about things.
This is another fall. Okay, so I heard a rumor here that it had something to do with somebody's laptop on stage. I'm not going to say more than that because I don't want to piss anyone off, and I don't know if it's true. But he handled it like a champ. I mean, this dude is an incredible performer, and I don't know if you saw, but it also came back to us on the host set, and I ended up plugging in these 2 cables, and everything worked. And he went out there, and he played a great show.
We just lost the broadcast for a sec. Pushing it again. That's hilarious, if that's the case.
I think MGK's team just heard us and was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. Did we really lose the stream at that moment?
There we go. We're back.
This is hilarious. Okay, well, that was funny. Let's just change the subject immediately.
That's karma. That's karma right there.
We got karma. Dude, that was not planned. I wanted to pretend it was, but we totally jinxed it, Thomas. Shout out to the chat once again for hanging. Oh my goodness. And I just saw Kristen Beat was in the chat. Can we bring Kristen in? Yes. No way. What's up?
I was literally coming in the house to grab my purse really quick because I was going to go out to an early dinner with some friends. And I hit Devin up because, I'll look at his stories on Insta. And he was talking about the R. Willie clip because it was on. And I was like, dude, I on camera, because you always want to ask someone like, hey, is it okay if I double down on this? Because he said it so quickly and put the medal up to her belly. And so I commented to Devin and I was like, oh, that was a funny moment. So something like that. And he was like, yeah, they're talking about it on the stream right now. And he's like, you need to go watch it. And I had just tuned in at the point when he was talking about like ripping the mic back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, I have torn muscles in here because it was all over the place. Like, I couldn't hold on to that mic quick enough. And he's right. It's Broadcast 101. They tell you, do not ever let go of a live mic on live TV because you never know. You might get it. You remember Surprise from last year?
I was just going to ask you about that, Kristen, because this is not the first time it's happened to you at X Games.
No, like every once in a while, someone wants to hold my hand on the mic and say expletives. I'm literally walking out and I text Devin about it because I think it's funny. And like he and I shared, some funnies on there. But as soon as I like started tuning in and heard Ryan talking about it, I'm like, oh, at least he understands that that's why I didn't let go. Like I'm not trying to deny him those minutes on TV, but rather save my career in that if he runs away with some expletives, I'm not fired today.
Wait, did you hold on to it? You kept it the whole time?
I held onto the mic the whole time. You're not supposed to let it go. Like it's like arm wrestling. You have to arm wrestle people for these.
So all you see is Kristen's arm.
Just everywhere.
Here.
Everywhere.
Your wife is expecting. How good does this feel knowing now?
Here we go. Pay close attention to the microphone. Here we go. Look at the grip strike. Oh my God. We got to play it again.
This is why you work out than we could do, Kristen. You got some strong arms.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry to my fiance for an answer right here, but
look at your hand in it. Oh, both hands. You have both hands. Can we go back because look at how easy Hold on.
I can't believe they ended up giving him a mic at one point, but you can dress
Well, that's because Andy Buckworth is not a pro and you are.
Well, I will tell you, Andy Buckworth was such a pro throughout the broadcast. He's not like broadcast reporter trained. And that was one of the most challenging technical broadcasts I've ever worked on for multiple reasons. But I will say the live event show, like when you're at the venue live, you can hear people calling the sports and asking questions and carrying on conversations. You can also hear the truck carrying on conversations if the line's left open. Andy Buckworth and I had both going on during 90% of our show this past weekend. So not only could we hear live event, I mean, that's why we're yelling down there because we thought, the mics obviously pick up us up, but the environment we're in is so loud with the live event. We're talking over live event. We're talking over our ear. And I thought Andy Buckworth did such a wonderful job articulating these nuances of the sport while having 6 conversations in his brain at the same time. He was a pro, minus the mic. I'll have to talk to him about the mic part.
Yeah, you live and you learn, but it was kind of sad because he was, set to compete, and then out of nowhere, he just got this. He went to a chiropractor, got a weird pinch in his back, and he wanted to compete so bad. Every time I saw him, he had a different device trying to break that up. He had ice packs, every Therabody piece of equipment in the athlete lounge, and you could just see it in his face. So I think he just took out everything he wanted to do on the course on the microphone. And you're right, Kristen, he killed it. It was awesome to see.
Yeah, I gotta say, you guys have been killing it too. Like, I actually stayed on the broadcast even after on your guys' little stream after I listened to the part Devin told me.
Our little stream? What?
I heard that too, Jack.
Well, I just mean little as in our little group. It's like our little friends.
Just our little Wednesday stream here. Well, thank you for joining us and
I
skipping out on your plans.
You guys have been asking such good questions. Did
you hear me ask, Kristen?
Yeah. Did you hear me ask R. Willie about his dentures?
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I meant to say veneers, but it was spur of the moment, and I felt awkward asking it in the first place. I said dentures. I got called out in the chat. But where are you going to dinner tonight?
We were going to head down to Lake Norman, usually around 4th of July. That's kind of the hot spot. So there's this cute little restaurant called Hello Sailor. It was one of Bon Appetit's. It's so cute, right? It was one of Bon Appetit's #1 rated restaurants in North Carolina last year. But it's just cute. They do fun stuff, whatever. They have a lot of wakeboarding down there. So usually around 4th of July, you can see all the wake surfers and wakeboarders and sort of people watch the water. Very cool.
Fun.
Hey, before we let you go, in addition, besides the R. Willie moment, what was your favorite moment of the weekend?
You stole my question.
That's such a loaded question because there's so many different moments that mean so much for different reasons. I loved, oh gosh, that's hard. Best trick for Jacko was fun for me to follow. It wasn't my favorite moment. I've got a favorite moment. But I will say best trick for Jacko, I loved how genuine his response was to my question.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I expected this genuine elation from him because he just won gold. And this is a gold he'd been working for 2 years on the same trick, an incredibly risky, dangerous trick. But he was so honest in that. He's like, nobody wants to have to go for their second trick. Like, you want to get it done the first time. He knew because Adelberg had stepped up that he needed to hit it one more time just to clean it up, to get the extension he wanted out of it. And you take on this huge amount of risk by doing that. And he was so honest in his interview saying, like, it's scary. Like, I'm still scared. Like, I'm still, like, I think that was his response in his question. He was talking about how he was still scared in the interview, he was still shaking. That's what he said. So that just raw vulnerability is so interesting for me to see how their psychology works through moments like that. So that was a nice moment for me to kind of be a part of. And I was very grateful for that. But I think overall, my favorite moment might have been Brady Baker earning his second gold medal in BMX Dirt, because Brady is just like a novelty. Like, he's just so happy and grateful to be there. And he went from genuinely being like this ambiguous rider that, you know, Vince, you guys always provide us with the most amazing stats, but like coming in, I don't think he was anyone's pick for BMX Dirt. And
not last year. No, not last year. Definitely not.
Not last year. And so he's gone from being someone that nobody expected to be a contender to now a legitimate contender, back-to-back medals for the first time in 8 years that anyone had done that in BMX Dirt. So I think that was maybe the most special moment to me, because I love a first-time story, but for someone to validate themselves in that way and earn a second medal, that was cool for Brady. So props to him.
It's going to be tough to beat that guy now.
Oh, we're on my Insta page. What's up, guys?
I got a question for you. Not only did you do such an incredible job behind the mic and legitimize X Games with your professionalism, and your question asking ability is beyond, but I would love to know what your favorite fit was, because every time I saw you, you had a different outfit on, literally like 18 different times a day, and they were all fire.
I thank you so much, Jack. I really appreciate that so much. I mean, from a broadcaster and a reporter's perspective, a lot of the other jobs I do, like this weekend, I'm headed out to Des Moines, Illinois to cover American Flat Track. We have a very set standard of what's kind of the norm for those roles. And I don't always, oh, look, there's Hope. I don't always get to express myself, but X Games, and this is again a part of the magic of X Games. Vince is the magic of X Games, providing us these incredible stats and research. Jack is the magic of X Games, providing me this great comfort and support system, and someone who's a great mentor to me that I can look to. But then you also get this lane where X Games says, hey, just be yourself. Like, wear what you want to wear, ask what you want to ask. I mean, Jo, our producer, won't sit down and say, hey, here's my production schedule. I have these elements planned. This is the story I want you to build for me. He'll say, hey, Kristen, where are you leaning towards? And it's like, from the clothes to the storytelling, I just get to really kind of be myself at X Games, and I'm like eternally grateful for that. So yeah, part of the favorite fit, I think it was the red dress that I wore for women's BMX. That one right there. That was fire. But it started getting cold throughout the weekend, so that was probably my favorite fit. It was very comfy. I thought it was so cute. Super X Games. Veronica Beard. Such a fun fit. But like, it, you know, it's just part of X Games. Like, you get to be yourself and just really kind of have fun with it. And that's the only time during the year I get to. I'm just sad that it got cold. I had some other fire outfits. I'll save them for down the road. But
How many outfits do you think it was?
I had 2 a day, and there were 3 days, so there's 6. But then I also brought 2 extra for filming, so there was like 8 fits total. How many suitcases are you traveling with? I brought 1. I'm an excellent packer. How many suitcases do you bring?
I just bring 1. I'm still wearing it too. And then, because you know what happens at X Games?
You come home with a bunch of stuff.
You get all the swag in the world, but I end up giving it all away. So I'm usually like wearing the same stuff. Elliot, the producer, just said he only wore 1 as well. I just saw your Jacko interview. I wanted to listen to that. Which one was that?
It's right. It might be behind one of them, because I think I posted like multiples in the side. That was Pat Evans. That was another really cool moment. He reinvented the wood.
We did watch that one. That one was insane.
That's nice. That is super fast. standard domestic. I think it'd be the one where Adelberg's at the top. That's all Brady. But see where Adelberg's right there in the white? If you just keep, it's 3 down in the middle.
Oh,
behind it. That's Jacko's.
Walk me through the adrenaline rush of executing that trick.
That was
Great question.
definitely the biggest one I've ever done, and I had to dig really deep to get that out, and I'm just glad I was able to find that in the tank. It's yeah, I'm still shaking.
What about a trick like that makes you dig deep?
You've got to, once you do it once, you don't want to go again. No
That's
one
the
here
best.
really wants to do their second jump because it's the scariest thing in the world. Like, it's gnarly. And I sacked up, went again, and it paid off.
Absolutely. Jackson Strong, your gold medal winner here at Games Ventura. Let's go!
Walk off gold, the last jump of that contest.
Yeah.
That was so good.
And it was such a good, even so, to be honest, I'm going to get controversial here. I think he should have won gold last year. Surprise, surprise. So I think it was great that he was awarded it again this year because that trick, I understand that there are extremities with both tricks. Like
No, it's fine. We actually have the judges in the chat. Judges, if you want to respond to that, that would be great. No, we don't. But we do have a question for you from Suwami Nona. What motivated you into being where you are today at KB?
Oh, I don't.
There it is.
Where am I at? Well, towards journalism, I actually wanted to be a lawyer because I wanted to manage action sports athletes. My brother was a professional supercross racer, and I always felt like these niche sports or maybe these underserved sports needed better representation, better management. And I wanted to provide that for not just surfers, but motocross athletes. I grew up obviously very passionate and a part of these motocross.
Very good motocross rider yourself.
Sometimes, not so much anymore, but
That's why she was asking Jacko where you dig deep, because she wants to try the front flip cliffhanger, right?
No, she's been raced. The woman has raced.
I used to rip. I don't rip anymore. Like now I like
used to rip.
sweat really well. I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted to help these action sports athletes to some capacity. And so I thought I wanted to be a manager. And while I was interning with Wasserman Media Group, which the family, it's now turned into the family, and Steve Aston, who manages MGK, which funny enough, small world. So when I was interning for them, I was assigned writing articles because they wanted you to work on your written skills. That's super important when you're a lawyer. So I started working for motocross.com. And then Steve actually asked me and said, hey, there's this open position at Fuel TV. You need to go do this. And I said, no, I don't want to be in front of a camera. There's 0% chance I ever want to be in front of a camera.
What?
I know. I was so not into it. But then I found out how much it paid, and I was poor, and I wanted to buy beer in college. So I took the job, drove up to LA, went ahead and covered a freestyle motocross event in Pala. It was right after Pala opened, which is the outdoor motocross track. And I fell in love with the storytelling. And I kind of thought, maybe I can serve the sport better by telling these stories that make people fall in love with it and growing the sport in that sense and scaling it out to bring more people in to love it the way that I love it by explaining it to people. So that's how I kind of got into it. But
I love it.
So side story, if you guys have time, really funny story. Jack, what kind of shots do you think the brawliest dudes in X Games, the quarter pipe guys, are taking after they win gold? Because for the first time ever, I went out with the X Games TV people. I went out with Taylor and I went out with Jo. And like, I don't go out. Like, I'm old. I go to bed at 7. I read my books. I'm done. But I got talked into going out. Everyone's like, come out, like, come meet us at the bar. So I finally do. And I see all the moto friends in my
Hold up. I don't remember that story going anywhere the way you're telling it. X Games wrapped, and you were like, we're sending it, guys. We're going out. Let's do it. We got to go party with Corey Creed.
Well, I know
Nice try.
Long time ago. I've been, little sister with them for years and years and years. But I did. They were all going to go out, and I wanted to go out with Taylor and Jo. So we finally get to the spot, and I'm going around kind of seeing what everyone's drinking. And I was so surprised to find out what our buddies Corey Creed were having after they won their gold medal. Does anyone
Chat, can you guess? Chat, what do you think Corey Creed was ripping back?
Yeah,
I know a lot of people think it was the leftover milk from Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal.
The gnarly quarter pipe, guys. When you think gnarly, what do you think of when you go to a bar?
I mean, like whiskey, but with the way you're teeing this up, I think it's a lemon drop.
I gotta guess.
Go ahead, Vince.
They're drinking White Claws.
Jello shots.
Jello shots. Gross.
I was dying. I walk in and I run into them and I'm like, what are you guys drinking? And Corey's like, Jello shots.
Oh my God.
And I was just 1 quarter pipe and you're drinking Jello shots.
I had a bad experience with Jello shots. No thanks on the Jello shot.
I was like,
All right, let's hear the story, Vince. No, let's get Corey Creed on this chat. Let's hear his story. That is amazing. Kristen, I know you have plans. I think we could easily talk to you all night, but I know you probably want to go hang out with your friends in real life. Yeah. But let's do more of this. That was
friends. Like, I love you guys. Like I was so
we love
excited.
You too.
I'm getting ready. I didn't even put my makeup on because I was so excited to get on the chat. I'm like sitting there kind of getting ready and I'm like, oh, like I want to hang out with you guys.
We appreciate it. You don't need makeup. You're beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
really
love
appreciate you. Have fun tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
Crushed it.
You killed it.
Guys. Oh, you guys. Yeah. Tell Jo I say hi.
We will. You're the best. Oh, what a sweetheart.
That was not easy. I mean, they were running around from event to event, like 15 minutes between comps. I mean, those folks were working their asses off.
Yeah,
not that you weren't, Jack. I mean, because you had so much to cover. But it's hard out there for sure. It's not as easy as she makes it look.
Yep. No, and she does such a professional job. I kind of lost track of where we were.
I think we were just getting to Jacko's trick, actually. So I don't know if we feel like we covered it and can move on from there. But yeah.
But here we go, our last
Let's watch it.
of the competition.
It's worth watching again.
So what I love here is that he had done the cliffhanger backflip, which is not a fully extended version of this.
He owns 10
and he's in second place.
7 of them gold.
Thank you, Burrito Bongo. I see you in the chat.
Down here in this last attempt, Vicky.
Oh my! Yeah, dude, that's insane.
Tentative on the last one, but the extension on that.
He took it to full jackhammer there, like fully extended up and down, like fully vertical.
That is a cliffhanger front flip.
You know, and what he talked about, how you see the guys on the run two, if they land their first trick, they just do whatever they want for fun in run two. Like Harry Bink, Boone did. You know, Rob Adelberg did a classic look back heart attack.
Oh, Brewdog for life in the chat. Big Willie style. Jack was sitting in a lazy boy. That is not true. I was sitting in some like vintage, really cool chair, but it was like real. It made me really sweaty. We'll leave it at that.
You see him push the bike down. So
yeah.
What a shot.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to pause it on that. It's kind of late too. Like he's coming down.
Yeah, it's so scary.
All right, let's move forward.
Yeah.
We got Women's Skateboard Park. Okay, this is where Arisa True starts to take Sunday morning. Arisa True starts to take over all the spotlight here.
She won this event last year. She's won both of the Olympic qualifiers this year. Oh my God, that 540.
So dialed. You can see her spotting.
She's also got a switch McTwist that I think we're going to see coming up pretty soon, like some event before too long.
This is also coming up after how many tries at the 900 the day before?
And she had fallen on her first run here in the final also.
So much pressure.
I love this kid that she just wants to skate everything. She wants to go to every concert. She went to Vertler and won that too. I mean, she didn't have to go to Vertler.
Yeah, she's kind of on a tear. Big Willie style POV of that trick would be insane. I'm assuming the front flip.
Yeah, you're right. Big Willie style for sure.
Agreed.
We need a helmet cam on that, just staring down at the ground.
W's in the chat from Brewdog. Tank Smoke's here too. What up, Tank Smoke?
Wow, she is not messing around.
Kevin Peraza.
I love Arissa's attitude too. It's just like she's so happy to be out there.
She's so sweet.
Kevin Peraza earning his second gold medal of the weekend. He successfully defended gold in Park Best Trick. He's so creative. He's got just he's got an artist's eye, I like to think of it as. He sees things that other people can't, and he's got the tech skills to back it up.
And the smile to just really put the bow on it, too.
The best smile in action sports. I mean, our Willie a close second.
Oh, dude,
do you think Kevin has dentures, Jack?
No, I think those are real teeth. But
All right,
I could be wrong. I just
so
want to tell you a personal story really quick. When he landed this, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was because it's Sunday, but this reaction right here, I almost started crying, like straight up. I was watching, and I don't know if it was like because his like family was there and he just had a baby, but like I straight up almost started crying. And what are you doing here, Elliot? Or is this me? Am I messing up this? Should we add a media source in here?
I mean, how can you not root for Kevin? I don't blame you for getting emotional, Jack. I mean,
I got emotional. I saw the reaction. It kind of caught me off guard. He's just like, gosh.
He's so genuine. You think that it can't even be real. I mean, like, because he's so positive, but it really is him. And his whole family's like that.
Yep, it's true. Love seeing this whole family there at all the X Games.
Yep. Caught this earlier. This is Naja doing his thing, becoming, tying for the most gold in history. And
oh, no big deal. Oh, that trick. I wish there was a different angle because it was so smooth. Was it a switch frontside flip? This right here. So smooth. He was doing that in practice, like in between, like when other skaters were riding, he was just flowing through the course and just doing that trick. And I just thought, like, imagine being able to just cruise a skate park like this and be able to do that easily.
make it look so.
Oh. Yep.
A record that he did set all on his own that really does mean something to him is most skateboard gold.
Yep, that's right.
Focused high with Burnquist.
That's insane.
Oh, and I'm just hearing from my boss that Kevin Peraza also won the Stark Futures bike.
Yeah, we talked about that on the beginning of the show. Do you actually know who told him about it?
Did you?
In the parking lot on the way out. I told the story, but the quick of it is I texted him like towards the end of the like BMX Dirt Best Trick and was like, hey, I have something for you. Come in, jump on the set. And he was trying to make it, couldn't make it. And we're all leaving. And he was in the parking lot. And I was like, hey, man, did you hear the news? You won a new electric motorcycle. And he was so stoked. It was just like another, icing on the cake, leaving the parking lot.
Elliot, is now the time to tell everyone who you and I tried to give that Stark bike to? Not that Kevin wasn't totally deserving.
All right, hit it. Who was it?
We thought that Mia Kretzler should win it. We're going to give this electric bike to a 9-year-old. And then that was late on Saturday night when Elliot and I were really worked and cooler heads prevailed. And we gave it to an adult who can actually use it.
Fair enough. Speaking of.
Possible last attempt here for Corey Creed.
See you later, Zed. We'll see you in the Chiba chat.
You could tell right before he left, he was.
How about Corey Creed after leading this contest the entire time last year, only to have Colby Raja snake it from him at the very last jump, and now he comes out and leaves no doubt.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm trying to pause this. No, I can't get it. Bear with me.
I did see some people in the chat wondering, how close it was between Corey and Colby. It was actually 2 feet. That was the difference. 53 feet 7 inches to 51 feet 7 inches.
That's a pretty big gap.
At that height, it is. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually kind of more personal stories. So as Kristen mentioned, Corey Creed was out that night, Sunday night, and I bumped into him and I pulled him aside and I was just like, hey man, obviously congrats and everything. And he was all fired up. And I was like, I felt so bad that I only really hyped up Colby and Axel and didn't give enough attention to Corey. And I just told him that, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm sharing this with you guys, but I just felt the need to, put some more emphasis on the fact that Corey Creed is such a savage when it comes to going over 50 feet on a dirt bike.
It's all he does. I mean, it's all he's been doing. It's just, he just got, worked by Colby last year. I see. So the questions in the chat are, how do they measure? My understanding is it's the very highest point they reach from any point on the bike. So whatever that spot is, if it's their front tire going all the way up before they start coming down, that's what counts as their peak measure.
Yeah, and then they have this, it's like a camera with like a, I don't know, augmented reality like height meter, and so they can go in and be very calculated with how high it goes. But yeah, I did see that coming through a lot. It's just Coco Galaxy. We just guess, you know, a couple judges throw a couple numbers out, and then we just pick one out of a hat.
And I do think, I mean, you're not, excuse me, you're not hearing from Colby that there was any sort of, I mean, I think Colby knows that Creed just had a little bit more in the tank, and Colby was checking for him in advance. Like, Colby knew this was not going to be easy, that Creed had been working his ass off down in Australia. Just as to quote Colby, he's been posting motivational music in tunes and crushing quarter pipe for 9 months straight.
Dude, it's insane. That's the one event I think I'd be a little too scared to.
You watch it between your fingers, Jack, or I do at least.
Yep.
Nice to see Axel back, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, really worried watching him, you know, like a friend. You know, it's just like he's been through so much mentally, physically, the femur, everything. You know, and it's when you take a break from something like this and get tossed back into the ring, it's pretty wild. And then, of course, we would be remiss not to pull up this clip. As you stay on this lock shot for 1 second, let me pull it up. I'm hoping that you saw this one.
71 feet total, by the way, because they're measured above the 18-foot takeoff ramp. So he's 71 feet in the air. That's about a 7-story building.
Yeah, no thanks. I went 30 feet out on a snowboard, and that felt like the
Is that
highest
the time
thing
you came down on the quarter pipe on your hip?
on my butt,
On your butt.
on my bum.
Can we talk about that hematoma? How long did you say it lasted?
It's years for sure.
Oh my God, Jack.
I want to see if I can find it for you.
No, I don't need to see it.
Okay, well then we'll go back to what I was going to show you. I'm going to show you this clip of Colby Raha and Axel Hodges' dad.
Oh no, this is not my favorite moment.
You saw this?
Oh yeah, this bums me out. Yeah. Thomas Evinger in the chat. PH is a wild one. You are right about that, my friend.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Whoops. Where'd it go? Colby Raha.
Well, such a shame that we can't see it. Oh no. So
But,
this
okay.
is.
Hey, Gilmore, you suck, you jackass. Why don't you shut the hell up?
Colby handled this like a champ, Jack.
Yeah, he did.
Punch that guy in the face right now, but I can't, you know, because I get in
I
trouble.
love how they splice some happy in there. Big Willie style. I bet you could beat me in a slope style race on skis. Dude, the fact that he's standing there too, you hear all the reactions.
And you know, we only saw a tiny little piece of that. Phil Hodges was all over him.
Oh yeah. Well, let me just say something. I do love that there is drama in motocross. Like, it's fun to watch, you know.
Always has been.
Excuse me. It's like you watch anything like Jake Paul and Tyson or MMA or like all these other, you know, very popular sports right now, and it gets you into it, you know, like it builds the hype, it builds the drama. I mean, it'd be better if it wasn't real, and maybe it's not. We don't know, but at the end of the day, it makes for an entertaining head-to-head.
No, this is real. They don't like each other, and there's no bones about it. I mean, like the whole Metal Militia drama might have been a little contrived for TV, but this is 100% real.
Well, this has been 100% real. What a way to spend an evening talking about one of the most exciting weekends of the century.
Jack,
Elliot's saying there is BMX dirt still, but we did watch it with our Willie.
Ryan.
So I think
that was a great way to end the weekend, obviously.
That was insane. Elliot, pop on in here.
Elliot?
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Here we go.
Here he is.
There we go. You think the tech guy would figure the tech stuff out, right? That's typically how it goes.
Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking, spinning plates. But yeah, you figure, you know, obviously this X Games was a special one. One thing that we did get a comment in chat. Someone had asked, if I can pull it up,
about Vert?
Whose idea was it to have POV boots on the ground here this year, and how do we get it cleared? I can tell you that you know, we obviously had an objective this year to reach a lot of new audiences, and a big part of that was pulling in IRL streamers from Twitch. We had Ricky Glazer and Mr. Keem come out, and they were able to produce some awesome content. So just before we hop out of here, I want to just show some of the best bites from that, and then Jacko, you can sign the thing off.
Thank you. That is awesome. I actually haven't gotten to see much of this. So, there's Rowdy.
A girl, by the way. I just want to state for the record, Rowdy is a female.
A female dog.
A lot of controversy.
Oh, look at that. Wicked.
Keem's the best.
This ain't. This dude.
And I can give a little context here. So this is just before Wiz came on, and Keem made his way into the VIP area, and he was the only one in there at the time being. So this was one of the artists just before that, and he pretty much had full exclusive access, which is pretty fun.
Which he fully deserves. I mean, look at this. It's not like he's like crazy fan, shaky lens. Like he captured it like a true fan being right there. So more Mr. Keem.
It was funny in this clip. The artist takes the hat from someone in the crowd, and then here's Tony. Obviously, shout out Tony. Tony shows some love to the chat, which is cool.
So
and then
cool,
later
man.
on, he actually signed his badge, which is really rad.
Nice. I got to talk to Mr. Keem, and he said he has an extra IRL streaming pack, and so keep an eye out. That is my future goal and vision, to get one of those packs and do similar streams like this in real life, because that seems really fun.
So yeah, I think that's it. That's all I have in this little playlist. But the I think it was BMX Dirt, where one of the athletes, Vince, you'll have to remind me what his name is, but he threw his helmet into the crowd, not knowing that it was the end of the event, and it went right past Keem. So Keem was right there for that moment. I think
He's in the middle of everything. Mr.
Yeah, so he was in the middle of everything. And it's just cool because
Oh,
for
yeah.
the very first time you get a real time POV of like things happening in chat. So yeah, definitely check out Mr. Keem and Ricky, who's in chat. It was a really cool experience, and I'm excited to do it again in the future. I think as we all are. And
Yeah,
also
man.
Jack. I can't wait till Jack starts IRL streaming from the mountain. That'll be crazy.
Let's do it, dude. What can't we do, Elliot and Vince? This is just
so
the
much fun,
beginning.
you guys. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast. It's been way too. It's. I feel like it's overdue, Jack. I'm sorry that I've turned it down in the past. It's a good time.
Well, we are so grateful for you and your knowledge. And thank you so much, Vince. Thank you so much, Elliot. Thank you so much, Kristen, and the spontaneous R. Willie chat. That was so great. If you were here, you saw it first. So much love to everyone in the chat. It's good to see some familiar names popping in and hanging out with you guys post X Games. What a weekend. How fun to relive it, huh? Yeah, rolling 300Z. Vince adds so much. He's the GOAT. See, now you're stuck with me. Now we got to do more of these.
I really appreciate that.
And hopefully
your Venmo, I'll hook it up.
We're slowly turning everyone from workers into talent. So it was Josh Eckert first, and now it's going to be Vince. You'll see his face on camera very soon.
And now, Elliot, we're going to need your face on here pretty soon.
Yeah, no kidding. I've got like 20 cameras inside of my room. So
Wait, what? Tatiana, you jump in at the end? Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Have a safe 4th. Tatiana, I think we need to send that person something. I definitely need to sleep.
yeah,
we need to send her
something. Shout out to the mods of the weekend. They dealt with a hellstorm of comments and chat. So Jay Brucifer, Tatiana, everyone else that helped moderate the chat. You guys keep the things together. And thank you, obviously, to Jack and Vince for joining us tonight, and chat for joining us over this weekend and today. I think this is a pretty fun show, man. We went over by a little bit, but a lot of good insight.
No such thing.
It was worth it to go over when you had R. Willie on. I mean, oh my God. What
That
a
was
showstopper.
awesome. That was really exciting. What a legend. Just flies right back to Australia, hits the gym, pops on the stream.
He
We
lives
live in a
excellent,
cool world.
man. I love it.
Yeah.
He is one of one, Jack.
He is one of one. And so are you. Literally. I don't think anyone, I know no one has as much info. So thank you for jumping on and sharing that with us. And
You're the best.
I'm going to do what I can to keep convincing the X Games team to let me do this more and more, because it's so fun and y'all are the best. So with that, that is the X Games Ventura 2024 official recap show. Thank you so much. I hope you get some rest, and I hope to see you soon. Much love.
Let's go to Pacifico, buddy.
Yep, it's time. Alrighty.
X Games 2024, Ventura is the place to be.
One word, epic.
I'm excited.
Welcome to the party.
Summer X Games, it doesn't get much better than this.
This is for greatness. This is for glory.
Let's go.